too far to say that we cannot pretend now. Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you'll find a way to bring me home. And I want something I can hold, that's worth this waiting cold. And I want something that is real, something to make
Hello and welcome to another Drop Frames. Zeke, what's the confused look on your face for? What's going on? How can we help you?
It's just my face, okay? I'm not confused.
I thought you were adjusting. I don't know what I'm. Thought you were adjusting to your camera position on the on the overlay. You're usually over there, but now you're down here. And in this place, we've got. Are you better co, lesser co? What are we doing? Where are you at, Jericho? I don't remember.
I think I'm the only co right now, so I don't think it matters.
Oh,
I'm what you got,
bold
regardless.
Statement, and I like it. I like it. We've got only co here. It's Jericho joining us, and also from. Well, I don't want to say what lake, but from a lake somewhere in Texas. It's
there's so many.
Yeah,
hi, it's me.
A lot.
Yeah, this is all like the rolling hills they have here in the background. It's funny too because of the setup that I have like here since we were doing like karaoke and shit. I have like a speaker set up and like a mixer right there, so they're literally sitting right there as they hear you guys and me because I didn't need to, but they can hear the show through like the speaker.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to turn it down in a second. Ava says hi, Tucker, by the way.
Oh, hi, Ava.
Just to Tucker, that's it? There's
what about, just to Tucker, yeah.
What are me and Zeke?
He specifically said not to Zeke and JP.
Wow.
The rest of them just flipped off all of you simultaneously.
Wow.
Well, okay.
Hurts.
Before we get into any video game stuff, news or whatever today, I want to say real quick, happy birthday. One of the pioneers out there. A true legend, Marco Polo.
Mexican.
It's birthday today.
I was like, where is this going?
It's Marco Polo's birthday?
I'm kidding. What?
Is it really?
It is, actually. Yeah.
I didn't know I shared a birthday with Marco Polo.
Yeah. No, I mean, one of arguably the best to ever do it.
I don't know about that.
True legend, Dan Marino. It's his birthday today, too.
Is it really? This is a great bit because it's honoring Norm Macdonald in a lot of ways, and that's what I like most about this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Kind of. Well, I'm not as good as Norm. I had to write that shit down. I wrote down the joke.
No. Yeah.
I had
post
to
it.
look
That's
up,
nice.
Whose birthday can I celebrate today other than JP's?
Yeah. No, it's a very Norm joke there, which I appreciate. Thank you for the kind wishes. Yeah, I don't want to make anything of it, but I appreciate that. I was trying to pull up we had someone reach out to me and do a guest appearance list for Dropped Frames, because we were talking about that a while back, if you remember, Zeke, on who's the most guested. Here it is. So it was Dist, D-I-S-T, who I think might have done the Dropped Frames, or I mean the Court of Swords stats for us once upon a time. I'm not 100% sure. But Strippin actually holds the title over both of you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which I didn't really.
Most guested?
Yeah. So it's me at 360, Co at 329, Zeke at 305, Rami at 23, Tally at 21, Strippin at 20, Dodger at 19, Dan's Gaming at 19, Jericho at 18, and Admiral Brew at 13, which is really weird because I feel like Max was on here a decent amount. I don't know where he falls in that list.
Man. That's a lot too.
Yeah.
I understand. I've known for a while now that I am bottom of the barrel in terms of when you need people to get on the show.
13th.
Now
Max. It's really weird.
Confirm it.
It's really strange because according to this list, Shannon Zedkiller has been on the same amount of times as you have.
Well, the stats, they speak for themselves, JP. Apparently, you're a horrible friend and you don't tap me very often for this kind of thing because
I guess.
Do you not believe in my ability as a caster or what?
I don't know. I'm surprised by
I don't know.
Now.
You know what it probably was too when Court of Swords was running, you're probably just like, I don't want to talk to him. I already have Zeke.
That would have been the Zeke.
I already have Zeke again, double dose. Yeah.
Would have been pretty similar
I don't really
to
blame you.
Our opening calls on Court of Swords for sure. Would have been a little bit
Those
too
numbers
similar.
are astounding. Like I would have never put anyone above 20. Like I don't even know if I would have put anybody above 15. It's just it doesn't seem.
I would have said
that.
8.
Like we've been going for a fucking long time.
Yeah. And Jericho's 18.
For those of you wondering why I have the most missed shows, it was back in the day when I used to do the Twitch studios. I used to travel a lot with them. There was like a 2.5, 3 year period where
Right.
I was gone a lot doing that shit.
Well,
I miss it.
that also factors in all the E3 shows, which is exactly
Oh,
what.
yep.
Yeah, you were never there
Oh.
for like
yeah.
pretty much every E3 show until COVID hit, essentially, right?
Oh, and I bet you count like each day as an individual thing, or the count is.
Yeah, I think it was every
Yeah,
video.
okay.
So that's probably why. That's probably why.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I think those numbers are public. If not, we'll put them somewhere so you guys can read them, or the mods will throw them on JPedia. Co's not here this week. I think he actually might even be live right now because his kid is due quite literally at any moment. I think if it doesn't happen naturally, I think Friday is the date where it will occur one way or the other. But yeah, at a moment's notice, he could just have to go randomly. And he'll be gone for about, I think, 3, 4, 5 weeks, something like that. We're kind of playing it by ear in terms of how long he'll be out, but he'll be back.
You trying to say it's time for me to shine on the show? Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
You want me?
I think so. I think you guys.
You want some more of this?
Stay by your phone. Stay by your phone, probably.
Yeah. Also, better the only Co is here, as Jericho has stated. So
that's true. Yeah.
So, anyways, let's jump straight into the news, and then we'll get into the video games. Tucker, why do you have what's with the pink hue here on the right? What's going on over here? You got a
it's
you got a little
LED
light
panels.
Oh, okay. You just set them up for fun?
No, I mean the window, that window doesn't have a lot of light, and the good windows are behind me in like I can't see them because of my booth, so it's dark in here.
Got it.
But I don't want to use the LED panels in front of me at like 7:30 in the morning, so I just like give it a nice warm orange hue.
Give it an orange,
morning,
yeah.
you know?
Give it a little orange there.
And a little orange.
Maybe add a view. Can you? Is it only one color?
No, there's.
No, I'm saying like, are the lights only one color?
Oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not. What am I?
I was gonna say
rich?
fade it up, make it look like the background. Really get some high
Oh
production.
no, I
level in here.
wish. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have the sector LED, whatever that shit's called. Let's jump to the news. We'll talk about everything that's been happening the past week, then we'll get to what everyone's been playing. I know Tucker, you checked out Deathloop, so we'll rely on you for everything Deathloop, as that game's gotten some pretty insane reviews, and I've also seen like a lot of people not necessarily thinking those reviews are true. So eager to talk to you about that type of stuff. I've seen a lot of conversation on Twitter around it.
I want to hear about that too. Yeah, because I've heard really good things about it, but then also people saying really bad things. Like, it seems kind of polarizing, but it definitely seems like something's there. So I want to hear about it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, that'll probably be in second half. So if you just want to watch that and you're watching on YouTube, just skip to the second half. For now, we'll go through all the news. Biggest news this past week was the the PlayStation show that happened primarily on YouTube last week. I gotta ask, Max, I'm not going to center you out, but I'm not going to talk to you about God of War because you haven't played it. And, I really don't want to focus on you.
I have played God of War.
The idea that you haven't played God of War yet at all, that would just be
I haven't
a waste
beaten
of
God of War. There's a difference between not playing and there's a difference between not playing. Also, you want sponsor another God of War stream?
Why do I have to sponsor it?
It's September. It's 20% off. Come on.
It is. It's only $400 for 100 subs. You're right. Yeah. Jericho, have you played?
I did play
God of War, by the way. Oh my God.
No,
what
and
the
it's
fuck?
not.
Why am I getting all this shit? He hasn't even played God of War.
It's me and Zeke over here on Team God of War, one of the best games of all time.
Well aware, but it's God of War is a lot like Game of Thrones to me, where like while it was popping off and when it was coming out, I didn't really give a shit, right? And now that now that there's a lull in it, I don't feel any desire to go back and play the games that everybody's already played a shit ton. But now that there's a new one, now I'm like, it's a good time to go and actually start and play again. It was just like I didn't see any value if that was that.
Mm-hmm. I get it. There is a God of War 2. They showed footage from it.
I just don't understand why he doesn't get as much shit as I have. Also,
I didn't know. This is new information.
Statistically, we know he's been on here more than I have, and I've gotten. It's very fucking offset. in
I
a
think
skewed
you
way.
started getting shit because of Court of Swords or something like that. That's where that started. It had nothing to do with this show.
Yeah.
Also,
definitely.
I nothing against Tucker, but I expect him to have not played God of War. He's a COD kid. All right, COD kids are strange. They're strange beasts.
True.
They don't play the things that everyone else does. They play COD.
Yep.
And that's what Tucker does. He plays COD.
I only play Call of Duty. You know me.
Call of Duty and Minecraft.
Every time.
That's all
You
he
only
plays.
see Warzone and Minecraft on my channel. There's nothing else.
It's very true. It's very true. Are you telling me I need to sponsor another God of War stream, Max?
I'm not saying anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Okay.
Would it increase the chances of me playing another doing
Maybe.
another God of War stream? Who can say?
Okay. All right.
Now, hold on. Wait a minute. You sponsored a God of War stream?
I told him I'd give him 100 gifted subs if he played God of War, and he said okay. And so then he said the stream was sponsored by me, and he played God of War.
I put an overlay and everything. There was a little preamble. He recorded a little thing, and it was a full-on sponsored stream.
Yeah.
And you played it for a whole stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put like 5-6 hours. Something like that.
Yeah, and then you didn't.
It didn't grab
back
him.
up again.
And I never touched it again.
It didn't grab him.
You know,
it did grab me. There was other games that came out too.
Maybe.
Maybe
that would have the same thing would have happened to me if I played God of War, but I didn't play it on stream. It's one of those. It was one of those games that I was like, I'm gonna try and like this is gonna be like me.
This is for me.
Or dark room.
Yeah.
Video game like it's few games like I think Deathloop is gonna be another one of those for me. It's just gonna be like me by myself figuring it out. Doing it.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn was another one of those that
I still haven't played that either. That's another one.
I get it.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah, it was kind of like
it's a weird
thing. Wondering why it didn't
grab
grab you because it's so goddamn good.
No, it did. It's like that's what I'm trying to explain. It's like those types of games like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, ones that are like really nice, like AAA. They're solid games. For some reason, with those, like they're not as appealing to me to stream than the other random shit that comes through. Also, too, I play stuff like with like the late shift and stuff, and we play a lot of like goofy multiplayer stuff and like niche shit that comes out. I know these games are great, and I know that I should be like wanting to play them more, but for some reason, I just like keep them in my back pocket. I think kind of like subconsciously, I'm like, well, I'll save those because I know they're good. You know what I mean? And in doing so, I end up not really. I just keep pushing them back. Like, yeah, they're a rainy day game because I know that they're going to be good. And I really enjoyed the shit out of the first God of War. What I did play of it. The only thing that's going to suck going back to it is I'm not like
you're not going to remember shit.
I don't know the combos. I don't remember the combos or anything like that. So I'm just going to get fucked up.
Yeah. It's very likely. Yeah. Also, don't be worried about spoilers. This trailer doesn't necessarily. If you have context, this will spoiler things. But apart from that, you won't really know what the fuck's going on, except that there's a boy and a God of War and a headless person. I don't know if
a headless person. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever even met that dude when you played. You only played for like 5 or 6 hours, but Zeke, I assume you've seen this then as my God of War correspondent. You have not seen this trailer at all. Did you not watch it on purpose, or you just didn't watch it?
No, I just didn't watch it. I feel like a lot of times when stuff like this happens, I don't have to watch it. I can just look at Twitter and see like everybody's like reactions to the stuff. But if it's something that I know I'm pretty much in anyway, I usually I avoid it. Like if like Elden Ring, like I saw that one trailer of Elden Ring, I don't need to see another one. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd rather not, in fact.
Yeah, sure.
So God of War, I was like, it's gonna be great. I'm in. I don't need to see a trailer. Just in the off chance that they'll spoil something for me that I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah. If I tell you the voice actors for new characters, Zeke, will that spoil stuff for you?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Perhaps this character that's on screen right now named Thor.
Yeah.
You ever see Sons of Anarchy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Remember Opie?
Fuck yeah, dude. It's Ope?
It's Opie.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Pretty awesome. His voice in the trailer is remarkable if you haven't had He literally says the same phrase right after each other, the same exact words, but just a different inflection on it, and a completely, it's just incredible. It sounds remarkable. You ever seen West Wing?
Oh, yeah.
Remember Toby?
Yeah.
That's Odin.
What? Really?
Sounds really strange that they
Is
have
he,
like.
is he like? I would love it if he was like his character from The West Wing.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
Fucking great.
what is that? I think his name's Richard Schlatt. Is that his name? I think off the top of my head. Yeah.
There we go.
Kind of a weird thing. That was he said the creative director said that was the Pie in Sky voice actor that they reached out to. Richard Schiff, not Schlatt. Yeah.
I just want to sit, just sitting there like he's having a migraine. He's like, no, it's never going to work like that because you don't understand the inner workings of Valhalla. I'm trying to tell you this right now. It just gets more and more like angry under the surface, like he did on the West Wing. Oh,
it'll be interesting to see how that stuff goes. But the big drama around God of War was that they made Thor fat.
They did.
Yeah,
he looks like literally.
Boy.
It was like I thought it was a joke. Like people Strippin showed it. I was like, who put me in here? And I looked at it and like I was like, it doesn't really look like Sam, but like I guess it's a community like Photoshop that they made to like joke around. And then I saw somebody else post the same photo and make a similar joke, and I was like, wait, he's just a rotund god.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what he looks like classically. This is what Thor is supposed like classically. Thor is supposed to be this like boisterous man-child type situation, not like a incredibly handsome shredded man from Australia, right? they
to me, I mean, if we're
Marvel
talking like
fucked that up.
In the mythos of it, that seems like more appropriate, I would imagine, right? You know, he's not some like that guy looks I wouldn't fuck with that guy. He still looks like he would mess me up. He's not like an obese dude. It's not like Thor the later years or something like that. He's got an oxygen tank or some shit.
Yeah. I can't believe that we let Chris Hemsworth skinny wash Thor, Greek mythology.
I know.
What an asshole. I can't believe he did it. Yeah.
I actually got quite a few what do they call them? Interactions or whatever, impressions.
Yeah.
When I tweeted a picture and said I don't remember doing this cosplay.
Yeah, I don't think you have that big of a gut, but you might be able to get a bodysuit. Could work. Just grow your beard out. I don't have one.
I mean, I don't have one of that. Like I have like 3 or 4 of them, but nothing that I don't think it would fit that. So
yeah,
but we can make it work though. I could definitely. Let me talk to my wife. We'll see what we come up with.
Yeah,
Halloween's coming up.
It's true. It's true. Wait, who said Greek god?
I said Greek. I was just playing fucking Hades last night. Nordic. Guys, I'm sorry.
I have the Call of Duty blinders on. I just, Tucker says stuff, and I'm like, Call of Duty kid, let's just move on.
I was losing it. They were like, he's not Greek. Like, guys, you never heard that phrase before? Like some sort of Greek god?
Yeah, I was the general god, man. I don't know.
A general god. I was there with you. I got you.
A general god.
Yeah. No, we're talking about
Chat's a bunch of assholes.
The northeastern Nordic ritual god, the 7th of the like.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you, Tucker?
I play Call of Duty. Come on.
Yeah. Does that excuse still work? Are you bringing it back? Okay.
I think I should. I feel like that's an easy way to just like, sorry guys, I play COD, and everybody like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's
special.
Good. I think it's good.
Any other big names that you want to drop there?
I don't think so. The other ones were lesser known as far as I can recall. Those were the 2 big ones. Obviously, like Christopher Judge is back. The kid who played Atreus is back.
Same kid.
That's awesome. Yeah. They're all the same voice actors that played the previous characters. So
Ryan Hurst is OP's name.
Yeah.
That's the actor's name.
Yeah. God, he is. I am excited for him as Thor, man. It's good.
Speaking of name dropping, I had the opportunity to interview him once.
Oh yeah, so you've interviewed Thor?
Yeah, at a Comic-Con, yeah. And super nice dude, just super laid back, giant feet. Like this dude has size like 16 stompers.
Are you into that?
And the reason why
that's a very
here's the
exact thing to know.
But do you want to hear why I knew that? Why I saw that, or why I noticed?
I guess
we were both sitting. We were both sitting in the interview with our legs crossed, and he was sitting with his other leg crossed, and my foot was like.
Oh, you played footsies.
Oh, you were able to do like a.
And I looked and I went, Jesus Christ! I pointed it out in the interview. I was like, what the hell? because his shoes were like comically big. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you ever watch The Max, that old MTV series? Like that's how big his fucking feet were.
Yeah.
Didn't know. Now we do. What was some of the other huge news come out of this Sony showcase? I guess the biggest news in terms of just numbers. What were you gonna say, Tucker? Call of Duty Kid?
I was okay. Relax. It was not. You said what else? I was gonna. Though there was only one game. I'm pretty sure it was a Sony presser that caught my eye. It was the one that was like the K-pop, like free
game?
world. No, the one that was like. Oh, maybe that was a different.
That was a
presser. Maybe
different one.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, that was a different one.
It was Ubisoft. No, then the one I was thinking about. Ava's gonna do a shot. I told Ava to do a shot.
She's doing a shot. Yeah, she's doing a shot in the background.
Great.
Look, I'm like she's pouring like some fucking vodka. What is happening?
Yeah.
That was Dokev, I think.
Dokev, you're right. Yeah, but then there was also a really cool open world one that that they showed. It had like the art style. I got to just pull up a list of the games. I don't remember the names of the games.
Okay.
It was one of the only ones that caught my eye.
I got most of them.
No, I'll pull it up.
Okay. I know the biggest announcement, just number wise, which maybe I'm the lesser informed here. Chia. Oh yes, that was there. Yes, that was the like indie
really
thing towards the end.
Yeah, really looked cool. I'm a big sucker for games that have interesting art styles and stuff like that. But that one, it looked like almost like a damn Pixar movie or whatever. It was super cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the trailer for it here. It was like one of the ones that they snuck in towards the end, right before all the big shit started to drop. So it kind of got pushed aside and forgotten about a little bit.
They bookended it with like Ghostwire Tokyo and something else like Forspoken, whatever that other one was.
Right. Right.
So I felt like it definitely got.
Yeah. Here's the trailer for that one.
Yeah, look at it, man. I was like, I mean,
oh yeah, this
like,
game.
A la Last of Us 2 playing guitars and stuff.
But yeah, I do wonder if they shared the.
Look how pretty that is.
Code for that because it looks similar. It is. It's very pretty looking game.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember when you guys were watching this, you were. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
want to make it as awkward as I can.
Go ahead.
I'll go. All right.
After you.
This is what happens, Zeke. You know, when you get two guests, it just goes awry. You know, you can't.
Shut up. You guys were saying this is like, very much like a Dodger kind of game, like where it's just like.
Yeah.
Nice and cutesy and fun and just relax. It looks so
nice. Come on, dude.
I definitely look at you running around as a fucking crab doing shit in your turtle now.
Turtle with a little flower on her head.
Yeah,
it does look pretty.
Honestly, it looks super cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get really high and play this game, and it's gonna be great.
Might be. They're also in the trailer. We don't have audio, but they're kind of Zelda-fying the dialogue where they just kind of like mumble when they speak.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, looks cool. It gets kind of dark here towards the end. I guess this is the
eco-terrorism or whatever.
I guess it's Ferngully retold in a lot of ways.
Man, that was a weird movie, but holy shit, Hexen.
Yeah, so
good. His songs.
Yeah. That's coming 2022. The Coda remake was announced here. Max, are you big? Now, I would suspect you to be a big Coder fan. Star Wars and the Knights of the Old Republic. Are you? I don't know.
I've actually never played Coder. No, I want to.
I don't know who you are anymore, Max. I feel like I had a pin on you, and now I just don't. When did
KOTOR come out?
I don't know. A long time ago, I think. Let's see.
Shut up, Chad. I probably played more video games than most of you fuckers in chat.
I mean, 2003. 2003.
Is it 2003? Yeah, the original.
So 2003 was too early for me to have, actually had one accessibility to play it. Like I wasn't playing that kind of shit back then.
You're playing Halo.
Now, I was playing like other shit that I actually had access to. So when it first came out, no, I wasn't able to play it. And now I just haven't done it yet. But it is one of those. Aren't they remastering it too?
It's a full-on
doing
remake.
A remake of it.
It is a remake.
I want to play it.
Yeah.
I've been actually waiting for them to potentially do something like that. Because I know that I would enjoy it, just the style of game. But yeah, I haven't played it.
it's definitely an interesting thing. The people that are making it is not BioWare or EA. Jeff Keighley actually like reached out to EA to get a statement from them about the game, and they told him this, which is a pretty funny PR statement. We are proud of our long-standing collaborations with Lucasfilm Games, which will continue for years to come. Our talented teams have created some of the most successful games in the history of Star Wars franchise, including Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars The Old Republic, and Star Wars Squadrons. We love Star Wars and look forward to creating more exciting experiences for players to enjoy. Just say no.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Instead, they mentioned every other Star Wars IP that they currently have worked on in like the past 10 years. And then said, yeah, good luck. So.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, that's all they had to say. That's all they had to say.
So how many, there's, just for my own clarification,
okay.
There are 2 Knights of the Old Republic games, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the first one. I'm assuming yes. I played both of them, but I don't remember like which order I played them in.
That's the first one.
Okay. Do you think that means they're gonna do another one like after this, or are they gonna like? I guess
it depends on
interest or sales.
I guess probably gauge sales. Okay. Depends on how it does. It's also PlayStation did what PlayStation always does, and they didn't like tell the full thing. It was at a PlayStation event. It is coming to PS5, but it's also coming to PC, so you don't have to worry about that. I think it's also it's either a timed exclusive for console, so it will eventually come to Xbox, or it's just a console exclusive. I forget the exact statement for that, but PC fans will get their Knights of the Old Republic remake, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to try to get a PS5. You just play it on PC.
So, what do you think is the percentage that they're shooting? Like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being never ever happen, and 10 being certitude. Like absolute certitude. What do you KOTOR 3?
I mean, I thought that's what this was when they first showed it. When it said remake, I got a little bit less excited. I don't know.
Wow, a lot of zeros in chat. Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing a full remake, right, of a game that started the franchise, then the best case scenario you have for them doing a new one is like a full dev cycle out from right now.
Right.
So, and even then, like, you'd expect them to like dual tease it or something, be like, we're remastering it to get the franchise back up to speed or something. But it's been 20 years.
It has.
Yeah, it's been a long fucking. That's what I'm saying. It's been fucking 20 years, and people are like, "You never played it?" I was doing so.
Yeah.
I'm excited now to hopefully check it out if it's going to be a decent remaster. But
well, it's also the type of things like you can remaster Demon Souls and like it'll do pretty well if you do a pretty good job like remastering that, right? But to make a new Demon Souls is an entirely different thing, right?
Sure.
So I don't know, like nothing against the dev teams at Asper that's making this, but like I don't know if they have that in them to make a brand new KOTOR, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there is that team that made those games is kind of like in the wind, right? Like they're scattered. BioWare is not who they were when they made those games. So
yeah, that's the only other sad part about it. But that's part of the reason though, like I wanted to play because it was old BioWare. Do you think like you guys have probably talking about this? I zoned out a little bit, but do you think they're going to gunk it up? Is that the discussion, like with new hands on it?
I don't know. I mean, they've got a great
how in depth
framework.
they're going to go.
There was a little like post conference interview type situation, but I think that if they just like are faithful to that and like make it 1-to-1 in terms of a remake and not fuck with anything, kind of like the Demon Souls thing. If they do exactly what was that Blue Hole, whoever made the Demon Souls remake, if they just do that, then I think that it'll be fine. Right?
I enjoyed the Mass Effect remasters, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
It seemed like they didn't really fuck with it much. They tweaked some stuff, here and there. Like that was good. I enjoyed it. As somebody who's like a diehard Mass Effect fan, they didn't fuck it up or anything in that regard. So hopefully they can give it the same kind of treatment for that.
Yeah. It'll be
circle back to that later. Max. I haven't picked it up the Mass Effect stuff, but when we're talking about video games, I want to pick your brain a little bit about that.
Absolutely.
We'll see.
Are we of the consensus that KOTOR 3 is chucked in the meme bin with Half-Life 3?
Yeah, I don't know. We're a long ways out if it gets to that point. I also think, I mean, depending on how this goes, not from a dev standpoint, but just from a like reception standpoint, I think one of the writers or the like insane fringe toxic fan base of Star Wars has already like targeted one of the writers and just like completely destroyed the person that's apparently on this team. Because she made some like statements a while back that they didn't necessarily agree with, and like that's already happening. And like we got nothing on this game. We literally know that they are doing a remake and nothing else, right? And so depending on how that goes throughout the dev cycle, they might be one and done. Right? Like no one wants to be subject to that for a long period of time. So who could say? What else came from that? They're making a Wolverine game. The Insomniac is the people that made Spider-Man 1 on the PS4 and PS5 are making a Wolverine game. I'm very excited for that. Was it the creative director? They came out and said that the game will be mature in tone and that it will be a full-size game, which is very exciting. I think if it was like a PG-13 Wolverine, I don't necessarily know how that would work out. It wouldn't do that well.
I always fucking hated it. Like, even in the cartoon, which I loved. I love the X-Men cartoon. But I always hated it that they gave Wolverine, Weapon X himself, these fucking adamantium claws, and all he did was threaten people with them and cut doors open and shit like that. He never, shoved them through people. Like, that always pissed me off. I just recently, and I know it's been out for a while, but I just recently, last couple of weeks, watched Logan for the first time.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
And I was like, that's fucking Wolverine, dude. That's Weapon X, man. I get this.
Yeah.
So to hear that, I haven't watched the trailer for this either, but to hear that they're going that direction with it, thank you.
Yeah. I think that was a big sigh of relief. It's also kind of cool because like Insomniac could potentially be building a like MCU within the games if they get Wolverine and Spider-Man to interact in some form. Which I'd be super in for, right? Like they have a lot of crossover in the comics, and that would be fantastic if that was the case. Here's a trailer, Zeke, if you want to see it. There wasn't really much shown. It's just
I'm actually watching it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
took a look at it.
Very very brief.
Actually, I do want to see something. I want to see. You don't get to see the full body because the only thing that bugged me.
You want him to be short?
Hugh Jackman is that he's 6'3".
Yeah.
And Wolverine is like what 5'5", 5'6", something like that.
Oh, really?
Short guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canonically, he's very short. There's a lot of Easter eggs here, right here on the right hand side. This is for like crazy comic book fans. Hulk HLK 181. That was the first issue that Wolverine ever appeared in. That was where his character debuted back in, I want to say the 80s. It's called the Princess Bar, which is a bar that Wolverine owned in like Madripoor or like co-owned or something like that. So they're, they know what they're doing. They're being faithful to the source material here, which is good. I just want to see a like mature ass Wolverine slicing dudes up, getting his arm ripped off, seeing that stuff like regrow with blood and everything. It'd be awesome if that was the case. We shall see. The other thing Insomniac announced is they're making another Spider-Man game. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is coming out.
Wringing that dry. They're just like.
Well, I mean, they got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
It
looked. This is the one with Miles in it, right? And Venom.
Yeah. So Miles was in the PS5 Miles Morales thing
right.
that they did at the launch for PS5. But Venom is in this. He's shown briefly. Kraven is also in this, who is another character in the Spider-Man universe.
Oh shit! I just thought you just got me thinking about villains. I'm like, man, it'd be awesome if Sabretooth was in Wolverine. That'd be great.
I mean, he's his main foil, right? So he'd probably be in there at some point. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. It's all related. So yeah, Craven, very exciting. It also makes you wonder, like, I saw a lot of talk about this, and it's an interesting conversation. Insomniac is like kind of crushing it right now, and they're kind of they've got a lot of stuff that they are currently working on, have worked on. They're kind of holding the PS5. In a lot of ways, they're like the mainstay of the PS5 right now. Like Ratchet and Clank, probably a must play if you have a PS5. The Miles Morales stuff that they did, they also not remastered, but like up-resed the original Spider-Man so you can play that in 4K 60 on the PS5. They're putting in some work. Now they've got 2 other games that they're working on. That's a big studio. They're carrying the weight and the load over there at Sony at the moment. So we'll see if they can continue to put out that the high quality stuff that they already have. Was there anything else? Am I missing anything big that was at this Sony event? Forspoken was there, which is that Square Enix game that's running on the like Luminous engine.
UE5.
Is it UE5 or is it Luminous?
I thought it was the tech demo for Unreal.
You might be right. I honestly have forgotten.
I don't think it mattered. It looks great for whatever it is.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. It was like the free running tech demo. Didn't they do something? Maybe I'm misremembering.
I think it was the Luminous engine. It is very similar to that free running UE5 engine though. Here's a little
Who does the Luminous engine?
Square. It was the engine they used.
It's theirs. Oh.
It was the engine they used for Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, then 100% you're right.
Yeah, they just souped it up for this. We can skip ahead to the gameplay because this won't make sense without audio. But yeah, it's free running and it's I got a lot. Do you guys remember the game Prototype back in the day?
Yeah.
I got a lot of Prototype movement vibes from this, which is a good thing. If you have not seen or played Prototype, that game was a lot of fun from a gameplay point of view.
A little bit of Sekiro too.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah, with the
grab
grapple
and pull and yeah.
The draw distance is also very impressive in shots like this.
Yeah.
Looks very good.
Just with games like this, I always it's like eye candy.
Totally.
But it always comes down to like how good it feels to do these like sequences and how fluid the animations are. Because when she did the grappling hook on the spiky wire, I don't know if it was like like part of the animation, but it looked like there was some like breaking the animation before, and that's the kind of stuff that takes you out of it. But like, I don't have a PS5, but I'd play one or play it if I had one.
Yeah. Have you tried to get a PS5, by the way?
Not like tried my ass off, no, but I could go buy one for $2,000 or $1,000, right? But like I'm not going to.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's PC too.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh.
You need a PS5.
Well, problem solved.
Easy.
Nice.
What were we gonna say, Zeke?
Oh, just like it's a streamer thing, but I was watching that trailer of Forspoken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watching the trailer for it, and I just just a little bit ago finished. I played No More Heroes 3, and it had the same thing. I was like, that it's gonna fucking shit on my bit rate. Like it's like all the particles and shit. It's gonna be so terribly artifacted if I stream that.
You're not wrong. In any game that is like current gen that is fast moving, kind of gets a bad a bad rap when it comes to bit rate. Yeah.
Dude, I was watching Lupo play Tarkov on YouTube Gaming the day he switched in 1440p at like 13K bit rate, and I was just like, God damn it, dude. We live in like we're in such a third world streaming like bit rate right now. It's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it definitely sucks without question. There's no argument, I think, that a streamer could have of like maybe that the idea of like, well, it was shrink the viewable audience in terms of just bitrate, but I'd rather just stream at that and they can watch a down sample type issue. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then of course they had the Gran Turismo car porn there for 3 minutes. All the
it looked fantastic.
All the car fans just got their jollies off. Are you a car fan, Jericho? Are you into the Gran Turismo? Okay.
I'm definitely allied with Forza.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Forza Horizon. it's just Gran Turismo is the sim racing, and Forza is like you can sim race, but more likely than not, you're like this is the hardcore. I mean, the amount of tweakable things that you can do, it's incredible,
Forza
and it
is a
looks
little
like they're
more
making
accessible.
yeah, for sure. And I was gonna say this photo place, like it looks incredible. Like it's such a cool thing. I play it? Probably not, but they crushed it. It looks great.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Cussy? I just saw like
Oh, Cussy. So you know in the Cars universe, right? You know how they have you know how they have like little cars, right? And that implies that there's an existence of big cars, right? So in order to do that, the car has to come out of something. That's the Cussy. It comes out of the pussy.
Okay.
Car pussy.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's car pussy, Zeke. Car pussy.
I get it.
Correct.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it again. Car pussy.
That's correct.
Pussy. I only heard of this recently too, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyways, glad that was
Yeah. Thank you.
Ciao.
Yeah. Appreciate that. I don't.
Does it grow in like the coombe?
No, don't say that. Don't say stupid things. Don't say dumb things.
You can't.
Pussy.
Okay,
Only
see, you
pussy.
can't say coom because that's a different. That's cum.
Yeah.
Oh, comb. Does it come out of the comb? Because it would be spelled C-O-M-B.
Too far.
No one says womb.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my.
Yeah, fuck it.
Hey, you got a baby cooking in that womb, huh? Like, I don't know how. Confession: I don't know how the human body works. But.
Yeah. We'll get Ko to explain it. He's going through it. He's an expert on that. Jesus Christ. That's kind of it for the PlayStation thing. I don't think there was any other
Project
things.
Eve.
You want to talk about the ass game? This game's weird to me, man.
I just said ass.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Gassy and I are both intrigued by this.
I'm sorry. Ass game? What ass game?
I'll pull up the trailer and you can see the ass game. The random tidbit of info I know about this game, apart from the trailer, is that because of the success of the trailer, the CEO, I think, of this game, or this company that is making this game, bought all 250 of its employees a PS5. I don't know how the fuck or where he got them.
$250,000.
Yeah. He just bought them all a PS5.
I mean,
the ass game.
I'm looking respectfully.
It's like it's got some interesting like it could be Bayonetta in gameplay. There's a lot of that vibe. It could also be a little bit Devil May Cry.
Some crazy stuff going on screen, but I mean, it's like
we're in space. Yeah, we're just hanging out in space as like a human. She's probably an android or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But it's very Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so yeah.
Whoa.
We'll see. And then Ghostwire Tokyo was the only other one.
Right. What were we gonna say?
I was hoping it was gonna be more closer to 2B than Bayonetta, but it's good. I'll take it.
The environments look really neat that they're showing.
Yeah,
like legitimately, I know it's like the ass game or whatever, but it looks pretty neat from like an art style and whatever.
Best part of the trailer was right here when it goes into this like action sequence thing where she's in I don't even know how to describe it. She's in like a cylinder thing sliding around. That looks really fun.
Oh, yeah. Like a line rider.
Yeah. And then it just turns into like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry style of action. Yeah. That's a boss right there. So very much of that ilk. Could be fun though. You never know. The monster design is very unique. Very evocative of Bayonetta. In terms of
the angels and whatnot,
yeah. So we
looks like they have high aspirations for this game.
Lot of ass, yeah.
But
I think this is a human, by the way. I don't know why the humans.
Kojima.
You got a little Kojima from there, maybe. What else is going on news-wise outside of the PlayStation stuff?
There was one thing that like Nintendo finally
That's
did
right.
Bluetooth.
That's right. Yeah.
Fucking what? Like I had no idea that because I don't really play my Switch, on the go anymore.
Right.
But I didn't realize like they just added Bluetooth to the Switch, and it just why didn't they do that to begin with? This
I don't.
Do they
It's a
proprietary
software update.
headphones or something?
I don't know.
That's been one of the most annoying things that like traveling and playing with the
It
Switch
has.
and having like
I hate
wireless
it.
headphones. Like, because I have my like Bose wireless headphones that I travel with because it cancels all the fucking noise and crying babies or whatever, whenever traveling. And then I have to take out my stupid fucking little earbuds and be like, I want to play some Switch. Like,
Yep.
put that in there
Well,
like this.
yeah, so they just enabled it. The Bluetooth chip was already good to go in there. They just allowed
It
you
was
to
a
connect.
software update, which is crazy. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, and then
That's what happened?
Yeah.
yeah,
It
but
was
they
like-
didn't
like a new
walk to
Switch
your
or something.
home
No.
and give you.
It's a software
No.
update.
No. I thought they announced like I didn't know the story. I thought they announced that like they have a new Switches or whatever that have Bluetooth, whatever.
Yeah,
So
no.
it's always been in there, but they haven't actually
Yeah.
just enabled it. Oh,
Yeah.
then it's
Correct.
absolutely what the fuck? What the fuck?
because the Joy-Cons use Bluetooth, right? And I think the reason this is me talking out of my ass, but I would think that
Yeah.
the reason they had it disabled was to avoid having third-party controllers and stuff be able to be used with Switch. But that doesn't make any sense to me. But also, I don't know if there's third-party controllers. So like, why the fuck else would you lock it? Like,
Yeah.
what is the competitive?
I mean, there might be like
Or
security
monetary.
issues with it.
Oh.
I don't necessarily know if they put out like why it's just now happening, but it's kind of crazy when you
Does
think
it work
about
with any Bluetooth, headphones? Or
I
is
guess,
it like
What's
some
the point?
stupid fucking is it some dumbass Nintendo some
I
shit
don't
they would
think
do?
so. I mean that
Get your Nintendo headphones or earbuds.
But there's a reason why, right? Like there is a financial reason why they would not enable it, and then they would later enable it. And it's the fact that that's not apparent is the most confusing part of this. Like, why
Totally.
did it take 4 years?
Yeah, that's insane.
you're not wrong. It's
Ugh.
insane. But now
I'm happy that
now
I
at
get
least
to
I
use
don't
my
have to carry that dumb little
yeah.
cable around, right?
Yep.
I have the like what are they? The Bose noise canceling stuff that every motherfucker has on a plane, and everyone that
Yeah.
was playing a Switch had to have that little stupid adapter cable.
We're also
Yeah.
talking about a company that you had to buy just like a la the Xbox 360. You had to buy a dongle to play, semi decent connected video games with it.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
the
dongle, yeah.
Ethernet dongle.
Oh yeah,
Like it's just
It's
like
fucking terrible
okay.
without that. Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is without question. Yeah, I've got that sitting right over on the other side of my desk for that very reason.
Yep.
Because it's a pain in the ass whenever a game comes out or anything like that. It's just, yeah, real crazy.
So just specifications here. Only with the Bluetooth enabled, only 2 wireless controllers can be used while Bluetooth audio is active. So it's basically like if you're playing, I don't know, something on the same thing, you
Yeah.
can't have more than 2 controllers.
Doesn't seem like too much of an issue because if you're using Bluetooth audio, most of the time you have headphones and it's probably just you
Right.
playing anyways.
Yeah, if you're sitting
Bluetooth speaker maybe.
on a bus or train or plane or something like that, yeah, you're not going to be playing it
Yeah.
with a bunch of other buds, most likely. So,
Right.
it's good though that it's finally there. It's
Yeah.
it's one of those things where
It's bittersweet.
what
It's
the
like that.
fuck?
Why the fuck did it take so long? But yay, I guess I can use my Bluetooth headphones now.
Correct. It is Nintendo after all. It is Nintendo. So
Such a weird company.
very much so. Very much so. Any of you guys excited for Dying Light 2? Any Dying Light 2 fans here?
I was gonna play it. I mean, what? I mean, I'll play it next year now.
Yeah, it got delayed. I think this is the second delay
Mm-hmm.
for it. They put out a tweet yesterday morning delaying the game to February 4th, 2022, making that first 3-month quarter of 2022 even more stacked. It is now an insane amount of games of all sizes coming out in January, February, March. So Yeah. In their statement, they kind of just say the same things that most people have been saying whenever they post one of these delayed tweets. But
it's so funny to me how if I go on Twitter and I see an official game company with a text post, I don't even read it. I just know they've delayed whatever game that they're putting out.
Yeah.
It's probably more unique to launch on time now. I mean, that was kind of the joke, but I bet you as of right now, a AAA game coming out on time is more unlikely than anything. Like Battlefield's getting delayed. Yeah, like that game was supposed to come out next month.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm okay if a game gets delayed. It's not the end of the world. It just means they're going to make it better, or that it would.
True.
Either they'll make it better, or it will release in a shit way if they don't. And I think we all saw how Cyberpunk went down. I think companies don't want to.
They don't want
a Cyberpunk situation. Yeah. So why not just delay it, right?
Even though it still sucks and it happens a lot, yeah, I still would rather a game, especially something like Dying Light 2, where I do want to play it and I like the series. Just delay it. I don't give a shit. I know people are going to be whiny either way, but like you said, avoid the Cyberpunk scenario. You don't want that. Like, a bad game is forever and all that kind of.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like, have we ever put this together? Like, Fallout 76 was shit for a while. 2077 Cyberpunk. Just whatever you do, don't put 78 in any next game. Like, it's fucking cursed, man.
Don't do it.
I'm just saying, like, I put it together, Mason. Like, I did it. I looked at the numbers.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're onto something. 77, 78, we got 48. You know what? Just let's stay out of anything past 2021. All right. Let's just keep the date before that. It's clearly not doing us any.
Yeah. 70s are just bad. The 70s are just a bad time in the video game world, I think is what we're getting at there.
That's the other side of it too. Someone in my chat was saying, like, just stop announcing game launches until the game's done. Just that's the thing too, is like devs and publishers and stuff, they can't shut the fuck up about their game even when it's so far out. Like, they need to start their marketing train and all that campaigning and all that.
Games are fucking
so
expensive,
fucking
man.
early.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
They got to get those pre-orders.
They'll do it.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they do that shit with movies too, like Tenet.
True.
I hate it in
you
movies
know what I mean?
too.
Yeah. I'm not saying I agree
show
with
you
you.
the whole movie too. It's awful.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
And they talk about it forever. That's why too, especially nowadays. I used to follow like some gaming news a little bit more, but I just don't now. That is a symptom of it, because I'm just so tired of being like having this game's coming out and then it gets delayed and then so I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm gonna pay attention very minimally, and then when I'm on a show like this, you'll tell me the news, or I'll my friends will keep me informed, or I'll see it on Twitter, and then when something's coming out in like a month or so, then I start thinking about it, because otherwise it's just too annoying to try to have all these games and be excited for it. It gets delayed. I don't want to have that, so I just disconnect from it. And I get my news here and there from the fucking Twitter feed, or tuning into you guys doing like a wrap up of stuff that comes up.
I understand. I get it. It is delayed though till February. Was there any other delays? I feel like every week there's been a big delay. Tucker, you said Battlefield is reportedly getting delayed. Hasn't been officially delayed.
Yeah. I mean, there are enough tweets from insiders that are it is going to be delayed per their source. The only difference is how long. Some are just saying it's a couple weeks. Some are saying it's longer. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising to me, but apparently the beta's not being delayed. So
that's still at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. So we'll at least be checking it out. A couple more just small news things. Did you guys know that Steam turned 18 on Monday?
Wow.
Like, that Steam has been a platform for 18 years. Kind of crazy to think about, because we are old as fuck. If you've been around since the beginning, yikes. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, I think
she don't know about the orange box. She's too young for you.
Yeah.
If she don't know about the orange box, you can't get in her box. That's just the rules. I don't make them.
Yeah. Anyways, that's Jericho at
maybe
Jericho right
maybe
there.
her cussy though.
Yeah.
Oh my
Good
God.
Lord.
I brought it back.
Good Lord.
Don't have me and Jericho on the show at the same time. This
No,
is what
yeah,
you got, right?
look, I'm trying to. Might have overlooked it.
That word sounds so much dirtier than the word it's after.
We originally had Strippin announced to be on the show for some reason last night. Now I'm kind of wishing that he was.
You know what you're getting when you bring me on this fucking show.
It's true. It's true.
I've been here 18 times. You have no excuse, you know?
No, this is me. This is all on me. Yeah. Here's one that I know you guys will have really great takes on. This was last Thursday. China has made another thing that's just crazy. They have told gaming firms to end, quote, solitary focus on profit over in China.
Guys, China has cured capitalism, everyone. Gone. It's done. There's no more. They just said stop turning profit. And that was it.
Yeah. The publicity department of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee and the National Press and Publication Administration basically told the companies they must enforce the new regulations and break from, quote, the solitary focus of pursuing profit, end quote, to prevent minors from becoming addicted to games. They should also remove, quote, obscene and violent content and, quote, unhealthy tendencies such as money worship and effeminacy. I can't say this word.
Effeminacy?
Yeah, effeminacy. There you go. Basically, they don't want any pretty boys. That's basically what that comes down to. You gotta have some big muscular
this
men.
Is fucked up.
Only Arnold in my games in China. That's all I want. No more.
China literally said no to the femboys. They were like,
it's real crazy.
Right?
It's crazy.
Meanwhile, I just feel like that's like they just came out of left field. Tencent was like looking at all of the money they're making with League of Legends, all the money in Valorant, all the money. They're like, you know what, guys? We got to just stop this. This is too good. Yeah. And then they just ruined it all.
Yeah. Tencent put out a statement that said, we believe in healthy gameplay and take very seriously the physical and mental health of minors. We appreciate the guidance and instruction from the relevant regulators and will work hard to be in full compliance with all rules relating to youth game addiction and content regulation. Very curious to see what this does in the grand scheme of things. I mean, you look at like something like Genshin Impact, right? Like there's not a muscular man, I think, in that entire game.
I don't think so.
Am I allowed to be in China? Like
I don't think so. I don't think you can show up. None of us can.
I don't think you are.
Yeah, none of us really can.
Zeke can. There's no way Zeke's not allowed. You guys can grow facial hair. What am I supposed to do? I can't even like they're just like, hey, sorry, no twinks allowed.
You might not be allowed there, Jerry. That's true.
I was planning on going.
Well, not anymore.
We got to work on stimulating some facial hair growth. Yeah, there are ways we can make it happen.
Good.
I don't even know. I've tried to imagine Tucker with facial hair before because I've made jokes or comments to him about it, and every time I do, it just doesn't. Like it just doesn't work out.
Grow, or does it take a long time?
No, it just doesn't grow. I don't have I don't have here's somebody photoshopped me with a gun and a mustache. I think, the
mustache works. I gotta say.
Little Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do even if I had that many hair follicles on my upper lip, like we'd be gravy, but I can't. It looks like Michael Cera.
It just
yeah. Like Michael Cera's mustache.
The dude from that picture is a 3-name serial killer. Like
3-name?
Like a 3-name serial killer is like John Wayne Gacy, like a 3-name killer. Like that's who I saw in that picture just now.
That mustache was full and fatherly, but the mustache I could grow is weak and a little suspect.
If you had a mustache like that, I feel like
him with. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying with mustaches like that, if you got to work and ease into them. Initially, you're like, oh shit, this guy's a fucking serial killer or something like that. But
that is the mustache I can grow. That is Michael Cera's mustache.
I kind of think you should, man.
Just do it.
Just do it,
dude.
I have done it. I did it for No Shave November, for Movember or whatever one year, And it sucks because I have to like see my family at Thanksgiving.
Oh, then
And like even raising, you have a bad facial hair growth when like your counter of I'm doing it for charity doesn't lessen the people making fun of it, right? They're just like,
can people
why?
Like,
do
I don't
people in
care.
your
It still
family
looks
have
stupid.
facial hair or no?
My dad is the hairiest human I've ever seen in my entire life. That's not a joke. He
What about your
like
mom's
2 inches
dad?
of hair. My mom's dad can grow facial hair, but not like super well. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I got no hair on my body except for select locations and participating locations.
Okay.
So,
How about women in the family? Do they grow facial hair pretty well, or
no?
Okay, I was just checking.
Noted.
When you said Jericho with a beard, I like immediately went to like the Dark Souls like character creation, and you can put beard like anything on any face. And I pictured some of the Dark Souls like hideous abominations with beards. I'm like,
true.
Yeah, it looks like it probably looked like it was glued on or something.
Yeah,
like,
it just
are you in your
good.
high school production of Guys and Dolls? Good for you.
Could be.
Yeah.
Poor Jerry. Sorry about that.
What are you gonna do?
Not go to China, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like when mine started growing, it wasn't always full like this. It came in like bald spots and patches. It was like patch.
Yeah,
patch.
I get it. I'm 28. Like everybody has the same thing. Like, yeah, well, like mine was patchy too at first. You just got to let it grow out. Like you don't understand that it won't. I got 5.5 hairs on my right side of my face, and I know because if I don't
I love
shave
how you
for
made
like
it about
5
you.
days,
I was talking about my journey, and I wasn't.
I don't care about your journey because you're simplifying how hard it is to grow a beard. All right, you're not thinking about me anymore.
See, you made it about you, and you said you didn't. God damn it. Okay, listen. Do you have like back hair?
No, I don't have hair on my body.
See, it's a give and take, man. I
have some. Yeah,
wings on my shoulder
just
blades.
Enough where it's
like
annoying.
Look, if we're gonna
I have
talk
just enough
about
where it's
this,
annoying, and
let's
you
get
can see
down
it
to
if I let it. Yeah.
Do you guys have a nose hair trimmer?
No,
I don't, but I trim it. What I do.
Oh God, do you have
I use like my fucking. I use I use like the trimmer that I use to like shape my beard, and I'll just be like,
yeah.
Like I'll just kind of get in there. Yeah, it works. It's fine.
A little dangerous.
I should get a nose hair trimmer.
Yeah.
It's not dangerous. I'm not like going in there full tilt, like, I'm not like barreling in
You're
there.
talking about like a trimmer, right? Like a beard trimmer?
Yeah, like a beard trimmer.
You ever caught a
Legit.
corner of your nostril trying to do that?
No. I have steady hands.
Man,
shit.
See.
He doesn't do it while he's drunk.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I should stop doing.
Yeah, stop drinking and shaving.
Stop grooming while I'm wasted.
No. Don't,
I learned
stop
that
doing
lesson
it
early
after,
on.
the day after when you get the shakes. Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I should get a nose trimmer though. I've never used one.
I have fears of them. Like I just don't. I have a fear of just like using a nose hair trimmer and it just going bad, like colossally wrong, right?
Like it grabbing your hair and pulling your brain out.
Like what if it just goes that bad? Like everyone's like, oh, it doesn't hurt. It's just completely fine. It's not a big deal. It's like, no, dude. But if it goes bad, it's not gonna like. If it goes bad, it's real bad. It's not gonna be a good time. You know.
I've used tiny scissors as well too, like little tiny guys. Like,
yeah. That's usually how it goes. Yeah.
Well, honestly,
but that to me seems more dangerous. Because what if I fuck up and go like,
I've got steady hands. I could have been a surgeon. Instead, I became a tailor. So
this very day before the show, I had a nose hair that was like it was bugging me. I was like, I can see it. It's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Do you guys use your SOs for that? Your significant others? Like she's like my groom.
I don't have one.
Babe,
Jericho's single.
Like, oh, I see it. Come here. And she's like rubs her hands every time. Like I come to her with like a grooming thing.
No.
I think I got a zit. She's like, oh, it's a big one. Oh, I'm gonna get that motherfucker. Like, she gets hungry for grooming. It's crazy.
No, not the case here. Jericho, what about you? I know you've got a significant other, right? I see. I
do have a blow up. I do have a blow up doll.
Wait, you have 5 of them? Wow. These are
bowl of you do a soup. Yeah. No, I only need 3 of them. But yeah, it's
Jeez.
Like, what do you do? How does that? I don't know how that works.
Good Lord.
it was a small dick joke.
Oh God, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I don't need all.
No,
5
my
of
brain
these.
immediately went to like, are you sticking them in somewhere?
No, very thank you. No, I'm pleased that you
Very
think that
thank
I'm that flexible. Uh,
JP, I have taken the show off the rails. Can you put it back on? That is
Yeah,
your
yeah.
show.
Hey, it relates to you though. So that's my
Okay.
jumping off here. Darkest Dungeon 2 early access got
Yes!
announced October 26th, 2021 on Epic Games. I know that's a bit a deal breaker for some, but I think it's just
I don't
going
give a shit, I'll
to
play it.
yeah, I'll fucking play it. Who cares? It's fucking Darkest Dungeon, right? Like that first game was so
Mm.
goddamn good. Both from a game perspective and from a streaming perspective. It's like one of those special games that like hits all the categories. That is always fun
Yeah.
to watch. I think Soda Pop and play or tried to play it recently. I think he's done with it, but it was still like super fun to watch because the game's just fucking brutal. It's just frustratingly fun to always endure, whether it's a stream or someone or you playing it yourself. So the fact that we get another early access go is exciting. Zeke, I know you're probably. I think all of us have played it, right? Jericho, you've played Darkest Dungeon.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh my God,
played it.
really? Okay. After you're done with Hades, play Darkest Dungeon. You got to play it.
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's
Punishing,
incredible.
but good.
You're going to hate it, and then you'll love it, and then you'll hate it. And
I
you'll
was
uninstall it.
watching. I was watching. I think Soda play this, or
Yeah.
I was watching a couple people play it. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah,
It's great.
it's got the narrator Wayne June, I think, is the voice
Yep.
actor. for
Yep.
it.
Yep. He's very good.
Pretty iconic.
Is he back, by the way? Has he
Narration
been
while you're
confirmed for the second one?
I would imagine
Oh,
they do.
you
I don't
know
know,
what?
but I would imagine. How do you
assumed I
not
didn't
hire him
even
back?
Confirm it, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm
You
at.
have
How do you
to.
not bring him back? He's such a part of that game.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chat's saying he's confirmed. That's good. He is definitely a part of that game, without a doubt.
And I'm honestly like I'm putting out every like feeler I have, like, hey, it's early access. Is there like early baby for this guy? Like I want to say it on this show.
Yeah.
So there's 4 different channels of people watching, going, hey, Red Hook, remember me? I'm the guy who
Yeah.
broke the keyboard thing, and you showed a lot of people. How about a little love? That'd be cool with me.
They should send you the game and a keyboard.
That's
Oh,
right.
that'd
Yeah,
be awesome.
keyboard to break.
Dude.
Yeah.
A like a Darkest Dungeon like keyboard, like, man, that'd be hard to break.
It's true.
I'd find a way.
The other thing is you'll break it,
I'd find
and
a
then
way
you'll
to
be
get mad
extra
about it.
upset because you broke your limited Darkest Dungeon keyboard.
I hate it every time someone like has given me or send me or I bought like a special controller, and I just like I weep for all of the graveyard full of those like things that people have made me or
Is
I've
the
bought.
rage still as strong as it was in the past, or has it calmed at all?
It's subsided a little bit. I've stopped playing, like, or not on purpose stopped playing, but just I haven't played like a lot of games in the past couple of years that really evoke that sort of frustration in me anymore. I mean, sure, it happens from time to time. Like, there's a desk that can attest to
Yeah.
certain, every once in a while, but not nearly as much. Not nearly as much.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's progress.
Funny enough, I don't know what provoked it, but I watched the Mario Kart event that occurred once upon a time with Zeke on Fucked Up Friday ages ago. That was, I felt like I was watching a different time, a different dimension in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago.
Man
I
got
wasn't
angry.
asked back or talked to by many of the people for a while.
To be fair, you got a little aggro
I made it weird.
towards some
Yeah.
people that were on with
I
you.
probably made it a little weird.
I didn't really give a shit.
I
I thought it
mean-
was hilarious.
It was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah, no. Max has always been on my side, dude. Max has been like, bro. But like, honestly, like, I don't blame anyone for like, and I say this on my stream, like, Hey, listen, if I got a little abrasive, we'll say, and you don't come back, I get it. That's understandable. Totally fine.
It was pretty
I was
funny.
playing. I remember people were telling me like Zeke punched his fucking monitor or whatever. What did you do? You punched your monitor, right? You broke your monitor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
took it out
And I was
because
like,
it was
I didn't
because
even know. I
everybody
was
was
like,
saying like,
did he really?
I hate like the worst feeling in the world is
Oh, I was
feeling
poking and
stupid.
prodding. I was.
And
Oh,
how
everyone was
like
doing
Mario
that.
Kart was like
Everyone
everybody.
was,
It's
yeah.
Mario Kart. It's so simple. You can't get it. I'm like, it's not simple. There's little intricacies that you don't know. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I just bashed it. Just
Yeah.
it was bad.
It was a lot
I'm a
of
different person. I'm better now.
conversation about Zeke saying he didn't play. I remember the clip very vividly because I watched it like this last Saturday, I think. Zeke was just saying he didn't play a lot of Mario Kart and how everyone else that was playing was enjoying it. And yeah, it just, it spiraled. Then he punched
good
the
time.
monitor. It's a great watch. Yeah. If you want to go back and check it out, you can. But
If you can find it.
I found it pretty easy. I found the full
Did you?
VOD pretty easy. Yeah. Full 4 or 5 minutes.
Nice.
Is good to go. It's good to go. That's all the news I got, by the way. Do you guys have any news, or we could take a break and come back and have a little bit more for game time?
There was I don't know if it's newsworthy or whatever. You can judge if it is.
Okay.
There was the NVIDIA leak or whatever.
Yeah, so they came out, GeForce Now had a leak where they had a bunch of unannounced, at the time it was supposed unannounced games, I think on Monday or Sunday when this happened. And I think they've come out and said, after the fact, that it was just like,
Yeah.
they were games that they thought that they
list.
might occur.
Inclusion on this list is neither confirmation nor announcement of any game.
Speculative. That's the PR term. Very good PR term that they went with. It was speculative game titles. The stuff on that list, though, was like, they were huge games. If any of those are,
yeah, God of War, Returnal, Demon Souls for PC, for PC.
Yeah.
Human Fall Flat 2, Total War 9, Helldivers 2, Halo 5 Guardians for PC,
Final Fantasy
BioShock 2022.
Yeah. There was
Bayonetta 3 for PC. Like there was some Kingdom Hearts 4.
Final Fantasy 9 remake, Kingdom Hearts 4, Tekken 8.
I'm just gonna say it. That like some of these games are not games that you would, if you were making a PR deck and you just wanted
3.
to do like the big games, you wouldn't have Human Fall Flat 2 on there, right? Like that one stands out to me as a very real game that is coming out, and they put it on there. Like there's no reason otherwise. You just lie about like Half-Life 3 or whatever the fuck. But like also BioShock 2022.
I don't know. It was a wild list. And so I could see how the speculative word would apply for a lot of people, because it was, some of those are some bangers if they were actually confirmed. That would be a like industry ripple style leak.
Yep. When you
Did
say
you say Halo
2022 for like
Infinite?
stuff, yes, I think it. Halo something. What did you say?
He said
Halo 5 Guardians for PC.
Halo 5
Guardians.
is not on PC yet, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, it's not part of the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, a lot of these were like speculative, like announcements, console stuff coming to PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Demon Souls for PC would be fucking cool. That'd be really cool.
yeah,
Dude,
it would.
God of War, Returnal, and Demon Souls for PC. It was on the list of speculated whatever this list got leaked. And
Hey,
all
God of War on PC. I'll just, you know what I'm saying?
A games.
Hey.
I will play it when it comes on PC.
All right, you heard it here first. We've got confirmation from Jericho. He will play it when it comes on the PC. Finally. In 2025, whatever that is. You can play Uncharted,
shoot
by the way.
right out of the cussy.
Yeah.
Right onto your PC.
It's true. That's true. Uncharted was also
find
confirmed
ways
there.
to use that word now.
Yeah.
It's in your vocab now.
I love it.
It's so good.
Oh my God.
You guys have created a monster. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk Deathloop. Jericho's been playing it. Me and Max played Life is Strange for a little bit of a hashtag ad. That game takes a turn. That was kind of wild. I'm curious to talk to Max to see how much he played after that. See where that
I think
game
I played
goes.
a little bit more than you.
Yeah, you might
Depending,
have.
yeah.
You might have.
Yeah.
We'll see what Zeke's been up to, and maybe I'll talk some Tales of Arise as well. So more video games after this. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Drop Frames. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in about 5 or 6 minutes. Thanks everyone so much for coming out to Drop Frames. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. We'll take this quick break like I just said. Afterwards, I think I'll be doing a little bit of JPNN and some trailer time, and then probably jump into Tales. I gotta go a little bit earlier today for a birthday dinner that Aaron has arranged, but we should be streaming for a little while after the show today. Anyways, let's take our break. We'll be right back with more DF right after this. See you then.
You wanna know my feelings every time I look in your eyes. Baby, I can feel your energy, it's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I.
Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second half here of Drop Frames. Let's talk about the big release this week, Deathloop. I think Jericho has played it. I read a ton of the reviews. Max saw a little bit of the Twitter chat. We'll talk about that, I guess maybe as a way to lead into this. The reviews for this game have been insane. There's been 10 out of 10s from a bunch of big publications out there. I've seen a handful of folk on Twitter, just other creators say this game is like definitely their game of the year so far. And then I've seen people say that like this game's shit. Like, I don't know. I am curious as to why they're saying that. I don't know if they just don't like the mechanics, the loop, if it's not their style of game, if the AI is destroying their experience. Cause I did see a little bit of that from some of the streams that I watched in terms of you can just kind of like get everyone to go into a corner type situation. The AI won't necessarily help you out, but let's hear from the man who's played it rather. Jericho, you checked out Deathloop all day. I was watching your stream for a handful of it. I think you seemed to like it. You were enjoying it from what I could tell, right?
Yeah. So let me preface this by saying that I've been looking forward to Deathloop since they teased it, I guess, a year and a half ago at E3. Maybe it was even longer than that. I am a sucker for loop games. I love them. 12 minutes. They have their drawbacks, and there's definitely a lot of people that I guess have their problems with loop games. I saw people memeing that it was only 4 maps the whole game kind of thing, right? In my chat before I'd even started. The thing is that, like, I got to talk about probably why they think it sucks, right? The only thing that I could figure out might make somebody think the game sucks is I don't think the AI is smart. But that to me doesn't matter that much because I'm not playing a game like this necessarily to have like the greatest like the greatest individual interactions with the AI. The AI is there for you to kind of use as an obstacle, or but it's not the focus of the game.
Right.
Like the game looks fantastic. It runs like shit on PC.
Does
I
it
think
really?
it's been, I think it's been locked down to the DRM program that they have is causing issues because it decrypts files live as you play. So I have a 3080, computer's good. I have to play on VSync on high settings, locked at 90 FPS. Is it bad enough that it was noticeable and I didn't like it the first 10 minutes that I played and then I forgot about it? Because this game really is fucking fun. It's the right level of silly. It ticks all the boxes with me wanting to go explore random areas and then finding a new pathway that goes behind something. You can cheese this game, I'm sure, right? Like if you're really trying to objectively like get in, get out, and speed run it, I'm sure that this game is not going to be the challenge that a lot of people thought it would be for this like immersive, very technical game. I think it's a lot of silly fun. Like I got addicted to kicking people with my mule perk, kicking them off the edge as I run past. They just go flying. The story itself, I like the characters a lot. They do a really good job with giving you context clues as to where to go, things to trust, not to trust. The writing is pretty fucking good. The gameplay loop. I can see some people maybe getting mad because there are segments where you'll just miss the timing, right? And you'll have to literally go through a whole day loop to get that opportunity again. But that's in every looping game, right? You're supposed to learn, hey, not a spoiler, but hey, the building burns down at this time. So I have to do this at an earlier run to make sure the building doesn't burn down, to get this code, to unlock the safe. But they make it as untedious as possible. They give you filter options that show exactly what can happen during that loop in this map at this time. They do a really good job of helping you figure out like what you need to do in order to unlock the next key to the puzzle here. And to me, that's the biggest thing that they've done well, is that they've streamlined the ability for you to look at where you are in the story tree and say, oh, okay, well, let's wrap up this story and get all the info we need here. And then like, oh, let's start this one over here. It's not a lot of guesswork where you're like, let me get 9 minutes into this run or 20 minutes into this run and then just try oh, that's not what it was. All right, time to waste some more time getting back to the start. So I'm really impressed by it. I think that they really desperately need to fix the optimization on PC, whatever it is, because that's stopping. I don't run gun and like slide around like that movement system that you'd associate with Apex Legends or Titanfall, which is like really imperative for a game like this. It doesn't feel as crisp as it should. So they need to figure that out. But I don't know how people could say it's a shit game, because it really is. It grabbed me. And I'm looking forward to completing it.
Have you I've heard a lot of and talked with some other friends who have played it that say it takes a while for like the game systems to become available, if that makes sense. Would you say that that's true? And if so, like, what is a while, if you can estimate that? Like, do you feel that you've unlocked all the game systems?
No. And
really?
So I played 6 hours into the game. Right? And they definitely want you to kind of have I don't want to say it's a roguelite, but there's 4 maps, and each map has 4 separate times of day where things change, right? The places where AI are, the way that AI interact, the things going on in that map. So technically it's 16 maps.
Okay.
I guess we'll call it, right? Even though they're reskins of each individual ones. The first hour and 30 minutes, you think you're playing the game, but they're really just trying to walk you through how the game progresses and what to look for in order to progress the story. They do a good job at several points. Like pretty much all they give you is a blurb on what your goal is and one marker, right? The goal marker. So you get there, but while you're going through the map, you find a pathway and you hear an AI talking, and then they're giving you context clues about how to deal with something in another map at a different time. So like it's not as narrow and path oriented as I was expecting it to be, which is good, but it can lead, I'm sure, to some people being like, well, I feel like I just ran through this and all you wanted to tell me was now I can double jump. But in reality, like, yeah, rip the snowman. But I think it was good pacing. And no, I don't have the best weapons in every class after 6 hours. I don't have all of the perks. I've only succeeded in killing 2 of the 7 main characters, and the system when you die and you lose things that you haven't saved up enough money to bring with you across the life loop mean that if I want to go back now after dying halfway through a loop or my loop ends, if I want to get their item, I got to do it all over again. And maybe I find a different way to kill them. But I struggle to think how you'd be bored with it because I just changed what I'm doing. Maybe I'm sneaky this run. Maybe I'm running and gunning. Maybe and I die a lot. It's pretty difficult in certain areas.
Is there a difficulty setting?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay.
I'm sure you can self gimp, and there's also things that are like overpowered, I guess. But again, like I'm not the type of guy who min maxes here. I love the idea that like there's really, if I want to go this way, like I can go that way, right? You see the marker. I'm like, I just don't want to fight all these people. I don't want to kill them. Fuck it, just jump down, run around. What's over here? There's another pathway here that I didn't know about. See, so I'm like, all right, now next time maybe I go this way instead. It's a really
Arcane's pretty good about that too, because they did that shit in Prey. And I think with people you saying like the AI, sure the AI is not that great, but it's not the main point of the game. It's like the same thing when you play like a Hitman game. The AI isn't that fucking smart. They're
that
there
is a
to
great
fill out the world.
That's true.
And kind of fill it out and add a little extra something to it. But that's not the main focal point. So yeah, maybe the AI isn't the greatest, but that's not like what they're focusing on. That's not the main meat of the game.
And I love Hitman, right? But in Hitman 3, been waiting for that game to come out. And in my playthrough, the final character, like the one that was supposed to be the hardest, she's got a bodyguard ever. She literally walked into a grape grinding machine and died in front of me. And then I was like, mission complete. And I was losing it. Like, I think people take video games, rightfully so. You want a game to launch well and you want it to be good. But like, having a slightly janky AI or game mechanic doesn't ruin a game for me if it gives me the enjoyable pleasure of having certain moments where I'm like, haha, like that fucking was funny. Like an AI fell off the roof in front of me, completely unscripted, just accidentally and died in the middle of something. And it in a cutscene and I was losing it. It was great. So I liked it. But they should definitely try and fix the AI if they want it to be a serious game, I guess I should say.
Sure. One thing that I was pretty drawn to just from watching you play it, the voice acting seems on point. The characters are like really good, really well done.
Everybody's been saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that to be true throughout all the characters? Because I only saw you, I think Colt is the main character's name, and Juliana. Those are the only two ones that I heard. Yeah. Are all of them of that level?
Caliber, yeah. So you definitely hear the most voice acting coming from, like the beer tabs. You can interact with the guitar. There's a bunch of shit that you can just interact with around here. And also gunplay is really good. Surprisingly, it's not the best in the world, but it's important for a game like this. You want to have fluid gunplay. So the voice acting is good. I think they wrote the characters well. I love Colt's voice actor. I love his energy, and he really does kind of convey I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just want out of it. I haven't been close enough to some of the other characters to hear a lot of their lines, but they're all unique enough that they're like one's crazy off the walls, loves fireworks. So you're like, all right, how do I blow him up with fireworks? Or how do I, enjoy that side of things? So
yeah.
This looks good. I'm stoked to play it, especially since I know that it is Arcane. Even just watching it, it's like, oh yeah, you can tell this has like the bits from Prey written all over it. They have such a really good, like you said, attention to detail and style about stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the art. I mean, I love this area that I'm in is not my favorite. I think it's something rock. There's one that's like, I think it's where your apartment is. I love the way they've got this like dystopian kind of like nouveau Netherland type. I like, it's just very, very bright colors, old architecture, brand new modern stuff. It's a fun place to fight in, and it's completely different from here, which is like the docks, the control room, everything like that. And again, like you can't put a price on me like climbing up to a window, not knowing anything that's going on, killing this guy, and later finding out that killing that character stops part of the progression in this warehouse that unlocks like a different path for me to take later on. Right. I was just like, hey, I'm going to kill this guy. So, and I actually kind of soft lock it here because the game doesn't want you to go that way, I promise. And I try for quite a bit. So,
got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Have you, I don't think this is a spoiler, but there's a PvP mechanic to this game. Have you messed with that at all?
So not quite yet. I have only had one experience with somebody who was in there. You can turn it off if you'd like to. I don't know why you would. It's a really cool mechanic, and you only unlock it once you beat the game. So there's probably not a lot of people that can do it right now. But once you beat the game, you can basically load in as the antagonist, right? The Juliana, and you get put into games where you're chasing a real player out, or they can fight you. And so I haven't done that, and I've not experienced it outside of one time. Oh, you can do it after the tutorial? Oh, my bad. Sorry. I thought I must have misread it. It was like, you got to do something first. Either way, really cool mechanic. We'll see how I like it towards the end, but I definitely think that that's something that, I like that idea of just being able to interfere with people's games if they would like you to be able to do that. Cool.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, like, having played Dark Souls and, like, that being the only thing where people can invade you, like what it's like in this type of a game when it comes to sorry, when it becomes to like being an FPS and that process. It's got to be a little. I don't know. Like, does it tell you? Does it say like you're being invaded, or do you just like walk around and all of a sudden there's a guy who's just got his sights on you and you die, right? Like, I don't know what that's like.
So the mechanic is that basically at any point during a run, there's a limit at how many times it can happen during an entire day's loop. But at any point during an individual time segment, an antenna, a radar will pop up on your screen, and it'll be like a red dot like that, and it'll be like, hey, once you deactivate this radar, you're going to be hunted. But in order to leave that loop, so you can do it at any time, but in order to leave your loop and or leave that area and continue, you have to deactivate it and then run to the exit.
Oh,
you
that's
can
cool.
fight the person. The person doesn't have to kill you either. They can just do nothing.
Yeah.
If they want to. But you can then you leave, and it's a cool mechanic. But like I said, haven't done it enough to know if it's fun, frustrating, or worthless. It could be bad.
Cool. What type of guns have you unlocked so far? You said the gunplay's good.
Yeah, so there's like the typical archetype of guns, right? There's I'm really struggling here to get into this building. It was very simple. I promise you.
I go to a different part of the VOD.
Yeah. There's like enemies on the other side, but yeah. So this is like one of the abilities that lets you link up with everybody who's caught in that blast. Whatever you do to one does to all of them. So you could kill one and it kills three. There's pistol, shotgun, sniper, nail gun, which is suppressed, LMG, which is on her back. Each gun has like, blue rarity, purple rarity, and then legendary rarity.
Oh.
I have one legendary. No, I have two legendaries, and you get a unique weapon. This weapon that I'm holding, the Blam pistol, is one that is dropped from one of the main head people, one of the the main characters. So each time you kill her, she drops it, but it's got, special buffs, etc.
Is it always the same gun, or does it have like different stats to it, or?
I've only killed this person twice so far, and they've dropped the same gun as far as I know. So
okay,
but I like this. Does
that go in like your inventory for permanent, or do you have to go back and kill her to get it?
You can save items throughout your day loop or your death loop, but in order to do that, you need to collect. I guess we'll call them credits. They're like starts with an R or something. Basically,
Residium or whatever.
Yeah, you see Residium. You see like glitched out objects that look like they're in another dimension. You sit there, you suck them up, and then like gives you 750. You need like 8,000 to save one weapon.
Oh wow!
And you can also cash in perks that you get as you go, which will give you some extra credits later on. But it is virtually impossible unless you have a god run to save more than one item. Like, it's just not. Look at this. I mean, push her into the poison. It's just like this. But like anybody who says it's not harder or anything, this room really caught me by surprise because I'm just trying to have fun. There's only 3 people down here, or so I think. I curb stomp a man. but then I get noticed, and it's probably the worst time of my life. I think I die 3 straight times. My loop ends because it's like there's like 400 people in here. This is one of the main characters. He sets up like his mansion is like in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. In each area
Weird.
that you go in, he's like, the invader is inside like on Mars landing, and so all the enemies start coming at you, and you're like, oh, and I panic, and I'm like, fuck.
Huh. Okay.
And yeah, you die pretty quick. It's not. There's tons of health, and initially I was like, why is there health on every single platform? Because you need it, because you will die.
Yeah. What are the penalties for death? In terms of like, I know you can die a certain amount of times and it'll like respawn you, but if you die, which is my favorite video game technical term, if you die, what's the penalty? Do you lose all your weapons and you have to go get your shit back, or like?
Well, when you die, if you die, one of like the perks that you get, I mean, come on, one of the perks you get off the start, which I don't think you can lose, it's like Death Defiance. You get to die and it'll rewind you back maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're good to go. And once that happens 3 times, your loop resets, you wake up on the beach, you're starting from scratch, no matter what, the same, with nothing, as long as you have the stuff. Well, if you didn't save anything. At the end of each run, you get the opportunity to save stuff. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things they can do that's pretty good with this. I think that there's a lot of improvements they can make with performance that would make me enjoy the game even more. I don't think it's a perfect 10 out of 10 by any means, but it's definitely the most interesting game that I've played this year, or one of them, I should say. This is one of the Residium things. Yeah.
It seems like that's what people are saying. That the gripe that some people have is just that how many people are saying they're fucking 10 out of 10. Like when it seems more like, yeah, it's a solid game, but maybe not 10 out of 10 with like the little issues that it has. You know? Plus, it's arcane too. Like Prey is so, in my experience, very well optimized and runs really good. So I'd be very surprised if they didn't like
fix it,
whatever
patch
issues
it,
are happening. Yeah. So I'm
So,
definitely gonna check it out too. It's good to hear from you though, like as somebody who's played it.
Do you think the recommended platform as of now, if I wanted to play it tomorrow or whatever, would be PlayStation 5 and not Steam?
As far as I know, the PlayStation 5 does not have any performance issues, and as far as I know, it is confirmed that it's the anti-piracy software. Again, this could be wrong. I'm just going based off of from what people have told me who've played both PS5 stuff. I would also like to say that I can't imagine playing this game with a controller, as I'm more comfortable with keyboard and mouse, and it is at its heart kind of like an FPS, movement, quick, etc. I don't believe the performance issues on my computer with what I've been playing. I don't believe. Look at how many people just know. I'm like, oh
shit.
Fuck, yeah. So I don't believe.
Hive.
Yeah, I don't believe that it's bad on PC. I think that it was noticeable at first. You can do things to mitigate it, but it is probably fixable. That's what I got.
Okay. Huh.
Neat. Even speaking from like a streamer standpoint, these sorts of games, in my opinion, are some of the best to watch too. Because even if you've seen somebody do, it's all different. Exactly, it's designed that way, and the shenanigans that each specific streamer gets into on their runs is like so cool to like. Oh, such and such did it this way. That's interesting. I haven't seen this area. You know what I mean? Like that creates like a really fun game to stream and play at the same time.
Well, and you do have, again, the other side of it is like you do have a storyline that is easy to follow, and everybody will take the same storyline. Yeah, so everybody will take the same storyline, but you will not have the same experience getting to that point. And I know people are getting mad at me because they had already watched their Dan or whoever, their favorite streamer, play through the intro and stuff, and I'm like walking around looking at the fucking carpeting in the building. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. You know what I mean?
That's me too.
Hold on. You play like I play?
I love games like this where like I'll see a cave, and in any game I'm like, well, somebody spent a day and a half coding this. For what reason? Let me go see what's on the shelves. I love looking at like the bookshelves, like seeing what the names of books and magazines are and stuff. That's fun. Well, that's where people have fun.
Why aren't we like best friends? We should be best friends, I think.
All right, it's starting right now. Did you play Returnal? I don't have a PS5.
Oh, right. Okay. I forgot. I forgot.
Shove that right back
just,
in his face.
I honestly forgot it was an exclusive. I did. I swear to God. I'm sorry.
That one was high up on my list of games that I did want to play, and it still is, even though I know it got pretty meh reviews. But I think I will play it when I get a PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved Returnal.
I would say they're quite.
I was wondering I was wondering if there was a similar feeling there. But
Returnal's so much more like Bullet Hell. From the 5 or 6 hours that I've watched of this is very much like Dishonored. I had it described to me in a very succinct way. They said it was Dishonored with 12 minutes and Dark Souls. And pulling different elements from those 3 games and making one game. And it's like, oh, okay. I get it.
I could see the Dark Souls moment, but again, some of this room is probably the most trouble I had in the playthrough. But there were moments where I was running my ass into landmines that were all over the floor that I'd be forgetting about. You'll die in silly ways just because the game it's like I said, it's not as gritty or serious. It's it's almost like Borderlands type writing.
Yeah.
Where it's got a story,
arcade.
but it's
if you played Dishonored or you played Prey. One of the more recent games, it's very much that. I don't
think they go as far as Borderlands, but there's still that tongue in cheek, and they don't take everything super serious, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Cool.
I will probably check it out. I don't know. I
This
kind
is
of want to play it
out
off
now,
stream.
or-
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know if
I
it was
would
a early preview or beta or whatever.
Nope, it's out.
no. I would highly recommend if you stream that you should play this game. I think that it is pretty much universal content, and then I think you would enjoy it off stream too, without the pressure of running through your loop. Just taking things as you want. But I think you'd like it at some level. You'd like it.
Yeah, the idea that you said the PS5 is arguably the best version of this. Ever since I got this giant TV, I'm very much swayed to play a PS5 game than I am a PC game, because 20 inches from a 48-inch TV is a little bit rough. I get a little dizzy sometimes if I'm playing an FPS.
Yeah, when I saw that damn TV, I was the screen. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
I was playing Destiny last night, and 5 minutes of Destiny, and I wanted to throw up. And I don't get nauseous or anything from video game movement ever. I just
Destiny movement always kind of fucks with me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was just
something about the camera. Oh, I don't know if the setting options are available on PlayStation, but the head bob in this game is so rough. I dropped that to 0. I mean, at 100, it's you're drunk running. Also, motion blur, very intensive. So I don't know if they have the ability to do that on PlayStation, but
it's the Bethesda mainstays.
One of the first things I noticed when JP put up the video was the 2 hands going like this, it's really super distracting.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what the head bob with that would be like.
Oh yeah, I just don't. Would not. I highly wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I spend I turn it off immediately, so you're not going to see me.
Yeah, I was trying to
literally. I load in and I look at and I move and I'm like, yep, we're changing all of it.
Just gotta do that. Yeah.
Start the game.
No, you gotta skip forward wait, is it? Maybe I did. Yeah, skip forward another minute. Just use your right arrow key 4 times.
Oh, does that work? I've never actually. Oh yeah, look at that.
Here, it gives you 5 seconds. Yeah. All right. So, man, I get in. I think it defaulted to Ultra. 3080 is what I have. I do only have air quote i7. This is this is a cutscene. Just that's the main antagonist, I guess. It doesn't give you any info. You're just like, okay.
She just kills you.
Stab the shit out of you.
Yeah, and he's just like, that's not good shit. And I was like, it's one of these
really
games.
Good. I really like the character models.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's not the standout. I'd say the character models tend to be the least impressive. The scenery and the setting looks like it's got that almost photorealism, texturing that you'd see on rocks, and I mean the ray tracing's on in this, so
okay.
But yeah, God, I wonder if I move. Pretty. So this is what you see every time you die, or every time the night comes to an end, and you get up and you're like.
Your character in game, in the setting, they have no idea what the fuck is happening every single time you do a loop.
No, they do learn.
You, the player, know that you're on a new loop, but the player, like the actual character itself? Is it supposed to be like? Is there any retention story wise?
Yeah, there's retention story wise,
Okay.
and I won't give away any info on it.
There might be, but I was just curious how much they like spread it out, or if
limited
cool.
FPS is capped at 120. By the way, there is no uncapped, which is always one of those like very weird things.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, changing the thing that I was trying to, you can't see it because OBS, stream stuff. When I'm standing here doing this, the rocks, like the way that the background was moving was jagged. It was like I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, but it wasn't screen tearing. It was specifically like the assets in the back were not moving smoothly compared to everything in the foreground.
Weird.
So I was like, I don't know, and I couldn't figure out a way to fix it. So VSync on kind of helps.
Huh.
But yeah. I mean, I spent.
Well, it's good to know that I have to play around with a bunch, like that there's these things. So just play around for a little bit before going through properly.
Yep.
Any idea how long the game is? For like
Not
a normal playthrough? Okay.
I would say if I had to guess, I'm 1/3 of the way through. I'd say it's probably a 12 to 20 hour game, depending on how I'm also leisurely playing on some
longer
settings.
for if you're doing it. Yeah.
I looked up how long to beat.
If you're inspecting carpet and stuff, it might take a little longer, right?
Yeah.
It seems short for a $60 game, but 14 hours main and extras 20. So
yeah. So I was pretty.
That's how long to beat, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Right. The game is designed at its core at some point to be speed runnable. And I think I would like to play it. I think with these games, I want to play it and enjoy it at the front, and then if I'm inclined to it, I'll go run it back and I'll like play quickly and however I want.
Yeah. Cool. Max, I know you're gonna probably stream some of that, right, Max?
Yeah, I'll be playing that probably within the next day or so here.
Yeah. Zeke, is that an offline game?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's going to be a game that I enjoy
yet.
on my own, and I do a lot of exploring and take my leisurely time.
Yeah.
Not that I don't do that on stream, but even fucking
as
more
opposed to the
so.
high octane, fast paced action.
Yeah, right. Galaxies are born and die by the time I get done with fucking games.
Max, let's talk Life is Strange. We both did a sponsored stream for this. I'm pulling up footage of it here. Also, do they spell colors in the British way? How do they spell it?
I think the regular way.
Okay, it's the regular way. Jeez.
I think the regular, correct,
the American way.
Which means it's correct.
Yeah.
I think it's American way.
Now, Max, historically, did you play the other Life is Strange? I only played the first one. I skipped the second one.
I played the first one. I did not play. I did the same as you. I played the first one, and I did not
All right.
play the second one.
Just so I think we mentioned already, but we both did sponsored streams for this. Just so that's out there before we get into the conversation. But I didn't necessarily mind this. I thought this was okay. I played on the PS5,
I enjoyed it.
And it was locked at 30 FPS, and sometime it dipped below 30 FPS, and I've been told that that's the same on all consoles. And I'm seeing here that this is clearly not 30, and you played the PC version. Is that correct?
Oh, no. It was, 30 frames, you poor soul. Yeah, no, it's good on the PC. I didn't have any issues with that at all. The frame rate was great. You could turn off the cap too, I believe, or at least turn it up really, really high.
Yeah.
I was just staggered with this game, just how fucking pretty it is.
It was, dude. Yeah. You get into this area in Colorado. I forget the name of the town, but it's like I want to go there. Like that looks peaceful.
Yeah, I kept telling the chat, like, do you guys
Colorado's
know?
Great. Just letting you know.
Yeah, do you know some places in Colorado where it is like this little town? I lived there for a bit, but I never actually like wandered out to a small, sleepy little town. I don't know if there is one like so picturesque like this where it has just the perfect little lake right in the middle of the town. You know what I mean?
Why is it that every one of these fucking I live in a homie town type places walks into like the sickest industrial barn loft like ever? Yep. It looks like Hey Arnold's room, and he pays for it off of like a bar tab, and you're like, what? Like, where do you guys get all this stuff?
She even remarks like, "Holy shit, this is sick!" Like that it's really, really nice. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
When I saw it too, I was like, "Holy fuck, this is so dope!" And it's even better. It's first of all, it's on the town's bar, the Black Haven.
The Black Lantern.
Of course it is.
Black Lantern. Haven is the name of the town. That's what it is, right?
There you go. Yeah. You're right.
And so there's the bar, and then there's the loft-like apartment above it that you end up, being able to live in. And it has a fucking rooftop with like gardening, and it's got this beautiful view, this picturesque view of like all this river and lake and stuff. And I'm like, who lives here? I'm like, if I had internet, I'd say fuck Austin and just live there.
I was saying the same exact thing. It's gorgeous. I definitely got that the entire way through. There's your brother's girlfriend works at a weed shop.
Yeah.
And they just it's just very much California, right? Like it's exactly what you would expect to occur in California. What you're seeing here, by the way.
High.
Well, no, he's not high. You are an what? Not a motive. What is the Max? What's it called? What are our powers called?
You're an empath essentially.
Empath. Yeah. So you can see other people's feelings, and at least in the beginning of the game, I don't know if this changes, but you experience their feelings as well. So if someone is angry, you get angry, and bad things happen because of your anger. Like you have to act on that anger. In a lot of ways, it becomes overwhelming. So
that's like the power. Yeah, you can tap into like what people are actually truly feeling, and in game mechanic wise, like you can also kind of hear like what they're saying. Like what their inner thoughts are, like their monologue about whatever situation's happening. And it also is attached to objects as well. You can feel like a emotional imprint, I think as they call it, or whatever.
Yeah. On
any object not any object, but relevant objects as you're going through and playing through the story. Pretty neat. It's pretty cool.
So the best part about this game that I'm sure Max wants to talk about as well is as streamers, they have a DMCA setting within the options.
Yeah.
And if you have played a Life is Strange game, they like to use licensed music in very important cutscenes and or things of that nature. In this game, they do not replace the licensed music.
They do not.
Hoping you'd say that.
And let me tell you, it might have been the cringiest 2 minutes of footage I think I have ever put on this channel. Maybe I can pull it up here. And
is that the one where they're in
the room like rocking out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's also one where she sings Radiohead Creep and by herself, and it's just her like playing the guitar, singing, and you don't hear any of it at all.
However, now you know how like any episode or movie or whatever that has a scene filmed in a rave or a dance club or something like that, you know how they feel because they're all just like nothing, silence.
Yep. Damn. Yeah, I know how much it costs to license music for games, right? And like even and it just makes no sense. Like I have to, if I was ever on a dev studio, I'd just be like, hey, so is this going, if we replaced it with a song people don't know, is it going to make an impact still? Yeah. Okay. We're going to save 50 grand. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Who do you think you are? I am. Damn it, right. I put that as a reaction thing for stuff now. It's beautiful.
Yeah. No, I watched you make it. Okay. So there you go. I think the song, they actually have some like Radiohead's in here. Kings of Leon is in here. Like they've got some well-known bands that they play. There's no music playing right here when you watch.
Right now, there's nothing happening.
And that's why
let's all stop talking and let's enjoy. Oh,
I mean, Max did what I did. I had to pause because it was paining me so much to like watch. But
you need the background, like.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. Is like the sound effects are in there still too, so you can you can hear like the little pitter, like their feet like hitting the ground and stuff, and like the little sound effects to it.
Tell me you guys have seen the like the Creed, like where they take the music out of the back and they fill it in themselves.
Yeah.
And they fill in the singing and stuff. God, I wish they would have done that with this.
This
so
is
you just
so
hear
bad.
like a tank.
Nothing right
tank,
now.
Like one drum.
You hear him
like
shuffling his little feet.
Yeah, you just hear him moving around. They did put that in there. It's real bad. I was playing. The other thing that they have is like this is in other games as well. But I was playing it so the audience made all of the choices that the game allowed them to make, and so this is one choice right here.
Twitch integration.
Yeah. With the
Yeah.
Twitch extension, this one right here is: do you want to play air guitar or not? And chat, of course, chose air guitar, and it's real bad because there's no music. It's just this.
Again, you just hear like just the noises of the
Broom, 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 broom,
dead
broom,
quiet.
broom, broom.
And it like this scene probably plays fine if they're listening to actual Kings of Leon, like for anyone that's playing this game normally and not streaming it. But
Yeah.
man, without it, it just is a fucking bummer. It is a straight up bummer.
I mean, the other side of it is it creates this us talking about it, you know what I mean, and kind of an awkward but entertaining moment. But yeah, I would like to actually be able to listen to that music because it does add something to those scenes and stuff. Especially, I would say the scene where she's I guess covering Creep.
Yeah, it's like an emotional moment of the game. Yeah. Here's a little bit of the powers that kind of come into play.
There's like this dude's like pissed off at your brother because he believes that he's been messing around behind his back with like his girlfriend who works at like a shop in town.
Yeah, so you can kind of see what happens.
See like anger emanating off of him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The other big thing about this is I think Life is Strange 2 was episodic. I know Life is Strange 1 was episodic. This is like all 5 chapters are out. There's no waiting. You just play the game in full.
That's cool. I'm glad they did that because I didn't know that actually going in, and then I was looking at like the breakdown of stuff with the game. Like, oh, good, it's just like a finished game. That's cool.
Yeah, but if you've played a Life is Strange game, you kind of know what to expect, and that's like a giant, wild turn of events. This game has one, and it's the type of shit where you just don't actually see coming. Like, I knew that there had to be some crazy twist in this game.
Uh-huh.
I got to it and I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. I didn't know that was going to happen type situation.
He's about to beat his ass.
Yeah. And that's where I stopped my my playthrough at the end of chapter 1, but it definitely goes places. And I think it goes to that place. Like, I believe the act that I'm referring to is the catalyst for kind of the majority of the game. I don't think you had a different situation, right, Max? I'm talking around it, so don't say what actually happened, but that happened for you as well, I'm assuming?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It all kind of like leads into that situation then, and I think it's the catalyst for the rest of the game. But it's a lot. It's Life is Strange, ultimately. If you didn't like the other 2, I don't know if this game's going to be the one to sway you. But if you did, I've had a lot of people on Twitter and people that were in chat say that this was their favorite one of the series so far. So they seem to have kind of figured out the best way to present these stories in that manner. And I enjoyed what I played from the like 3 to 4 hours that I played.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I'm probably going to go back to it to finish it up because these games are not like typically too long either.
No.
Like I paid maybe 2.5 chapters ish, maybe a little less than. I got into the second chapter because some crazy shit happens, then it goes into the second chapter, and then I played a bit into that. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I think they've kind of like just tightened up how they do these games, and now visually too. I think it was Unreal 4, right? That they made this in. Someone was saying.
Yeah, I
when
believe
I was
it.
playing it. Pretty sure it's Unreal 4.
Yeah,
and it looks so nice. Get in touch with your emotions. Try it. Play it.
There you go.
If you want.
True colors. Zeke, what have you been playing outside of the Indie Sunday?
Nothing.
Let's see here. Oh, you're still doing Shadowrun. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
How is Shadowrun progressing?
It's great. It's a wonderful game. The writing in it is kind of like the shining point of the game is the character development, the writing, the story, stuff like that. That's what makes this game with similar mechanics stand out from other games, or that's what makes this game stand out from other games with similar gameplay, battle mechanics, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because those are standard. They're good. They're pretty straightforward. They're not too complex, which I dig. I I go from playing Pathfinder on my own time to playing this, and I'm just like, just a sigh of relief when I can play Dragonfall, because like I know what I have to do in Dragonfall. And Pathfinder, I'm like, all right, it's my turn. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 70 options. Let's pare that down to 35 if we can. You know, with this game, it's like, do you want to shoot him? Do you want to get close, or do you want to heal? Okay, pick one. Good. There you go. Which I like.
Cool.
But the gameplay is, or the story is very, very Shadowrun, very there's betrayals, there's twists and turns, there's side stories that you can do. I particularly like the squad you have. Each has like, it seems like each of them is going to have their own little like, hey, can you help me out with this? Like one of them has a debt that he has to pay, and it's like, there's a way I can do the debt, but it involves doing a run. Like, oh, you don't say. It involves doing a shadow run? Well, let's do it. Like,
yeah.
So we go out and we do his thing, and then we get back to the main terminal, and another guy's like, hey, I've got a run that could help solve my problems. So you're like, wow, like, okay, good. So I love it, but the stories within those are very well done. I enjoy them. I can't imagine how huge this game, like, or more huge, I guess, this game would have been if it had like voice acting all the way through.
Sure.
Because there's zero voice acting in it. It's all just words. But if they got like a good voice acting team or whatever, I think it would have been like a fucking even more legendary than it already is.
Yeah.
Not that I don't mind reading the voice, because I love it. I love giving stupid voices to like character models that do not match. It's one of my favorite things. So I'm having fun with it.
Cool.
I don't know how far along I am in it, like as far as story wise, like, or percentage of completion.
Yeah.
But it feels like I'm probably near halfway, maybe. But I'm looking forward to it. Every day I get to play it, I look forward to it.
Nice.
Great game.
I forgot last show you mentioned that you're going to be doing a little bit of
Shadowrun Dragonfall.
Yeah,
Shadowrun Dragonfall is the game I was playing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I forgot to do a little sponsor stream for Unmetal as this came out.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of trailers for this. It's very much a spoof on the Metal Gear saga in a lot of ways. How was was this like full release? How long did you spend with it? Did you finish it?
No. They released to most of the sponsored people who are doing sponsor streams of this. First of all, there is a playable demo if you want to play it on Steam.
That's what it was. It was demo
through Chapter 1. What they gave to streamers like me, I assume that everybody got the same thing, but you could go up through Chapter 3. It is not released yet. It is going to be released on the 28th of this month. So in like 2 weeks or so. But they gave us a little bit more content to show off that you can't get from the demo.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing that I enjoyed, lots of cool things about the stream. One, you may see the character models to my left and above me. I was actually joined by the community. Oh fuck! What was this? What does he want me to call him now? He's a Jack LaFear. He's like a jack of all trades, like publicity person.
I was gonna say
for the game. Game creative assistant is his official title.
Huh.
So he's the game creative assistant. I'm not on the video. You don't point there. Anyway, down in the game, that's him to my right, and then above me is Novus, who is the voice of Jesse Fox in the game.
Huh. Nice.
That's the name of your character. So we had him, and he would do his own like voice periodically, but more often than not, he played the entire like stream as Jesse Fox. I would ask him questions about what was happening in the game, like, why did you choose this? And he's like, and he totally played along, improv the whole thing. It was a very, very fun stream. I had a blast with it.
Nice.
But the game itself it's a wonderful, wonderful like humor spoof on the Metal Gear series. There's tons of different like inside jokes, references, shit that like video game players that are I don't know, like how old would you say is the Nintendo age? Like 30s?
I'd say 30-ish.
30? Sure.
Yeah.
So anybody like who remembers the Nintendo era, the 8-bit Nintendo era, Well, there's lots of stuff in there for you. Lots of references, lots of jokes, lots of gags. But also they have some 80 plus. I'm just gonna say I don't know the exact number, but 80 plus voice packs from different people, like Twitch streamers, YouTubers, content creators.
Huh.
Like I did one. Like there's like I know another person who did one. There's a lot of different names. If you watch Twitch at all, you'll probably recognize a few of them. They're all unlocked, and you can unlock them on the fly, so you don't have to like just do it at the beginning and stay with it. You can just pause the game, change the voice pack, and listen to other people do it. But it's like they all did. We all did. I think probably the same lines. Like there was 19 or 20 or something like that lines of like ancillary side characters. I'll just give you an example. Like one of them is in the hospital, and the line is, "Doc, it hurts," and they said like, "Just say whatever you want. Like this is the situation. This is the line before it, and blah blah." Blah. So like you'll hear me go like, "Oh my god," it's so bad," and then because she responds like, "Please don't try to talk. Your jaw's broken." So it's like hard for you can't understand it. Whatever.
Sure.
But everyone
sure.
has their different takes on it, and it's very funny to listen to like all the familiar voices of friends of mine and people that I've watched do their own like take on the voice lines and stuff. So that's a fun aspect of the game, but it's actually a fun game to play. I didn't get all the way through the 3 chapters because I just was fucking around and bullshitting with Jack and Novus the whole time. But they were like, yeah, the first chapter probably like 40 minutes. Second chapter's like maybe like 45 and 2.5 hours. I think it's probably gonna be a full stream for me, and it did. It ended up being a full stream for me. Because I would stop, put in a new voice pack, let people listen. Like they would, like the people who did the voices would come into the chat and be like, "Oh, hey, I'm here." Like, okay, let's listen to your voice lines real quick. So we listened to a few of them and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
It was a hell of a lot of fun. It's really like it's written kind of in a sort of like airplane movie.
Oh yeah.
It's a spoof. It's like a farce. It's written sort of like that with lots of like jokes said very seriously. And I can't wait for it to come out. I'm gonna play it immediately day one when it comes out, and that's saying something because what else comes out on that day? There's a couple things. But the one I'm excited about is Outer Wilds DLC. But I'm gonna bump that to play some on Metal.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Big game. What? So this is a demo. What are they asking for the actual game? Is that like 20? Something like that?
I think I was not told. I think I asked that question and I'm not sure yet. It doesn't say on Steam yet.
They don't know? Okay.
So I'm not sure what they're going to be asking for it. I think Jack might be in my chat and he can tell me like yay or nay.
Cool.
Yes, no. I'll let you know if he hears me.
Sure. Makes sense.
It's not public. We'll announce it very soon. Okay, cool.
There you go. Looking around on everyone's channels. How's Hades going, Jericho? Still trucking along?
Yeah, I took a little bit of a break. I played Road 96 recently, which was
Is that
oddly
indie
enough,
game?
Yeah, sponsored by Omen, like the computer company.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was not like a flawless game, but it's kind of like a find out more and more about what's going on in the world as you play through sort of procedurally generated, aspects of it. I think it's worth a play. I can't remember if it's free to play or not, but it was a fun one.
I don't
for
think
me.
it is.
And then, yeah,
I saw a few other people playing it too, and it seemed interesting.
Yeah, and then I mean, we've been in a huge drought with games, so I've been playing. I played a couple of those FMVs or whatever the full video movie, FVMs, whatever it's called.
FMV, full motion video.
Yeah. So I did. There's like a pack of 5 of them. The Nightbook, the Complex, like those are fun, casual things to just sit down and play.
Yeah.
And then I played Golf Club Wasteland.
Yeah.
Recently,
so I've seen a lot of trailers for this.
Big fan.
It looked to be it looked to be like a golf game. that also
It
had
is
like some weird shit going on behind the scenes. Is that an accurate portrayal of this?
It is a very it is kind of a golf with your friends, right? You know, but absurdist thing. I wouldn't even say it's that hard, but the
Okay.
soundtrack is fantastic. I'm talking like this game might as well be a game where you listen to it and you do something while you're listening to the soundtrack, right? And it's play this golf game. There is a backstory. It's about 3 hours to beat it.
Okay.
I mean, I was pretty blown away by how good the background radio and music was. It was really great.
Cool. Let me I don't think there was anything else that caught my eye in terms of, like you said, it's been a little bit of a
Dice Legacy was another one.
Yeah, I know you played Dice Legacy, Max, and I was actually watching you play that. I left earlier on because you wouldn't click the help shit on the left.
I did click it. Yeah,
okay.
I eventually got there. Okay.
You were like, "How do I roll these dice? What's going on?" And chat was like, "Max, click the fucking help shit."
I was having a streamer moment. Okay, we've all been there, and if you say you haven't been there, you're a dirty liar.
No, we've all been there, 100%.
Dice Legacy's
how'd
pretty
the game
cool.
turn out?
Pretty neat. Like I played it for probably about like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. The idea is that you're on this kind of like Halo-esque ring. You're like settlers or people that got there. You don't know how you got there. There's like mysterious stuff that's going on there, and you're trying to survive. But the whole game the game mechanic runs through dice. Essentially, each die is like a class of like, so you start with yellow, which is like peasants.
Yeah.
And then on every side of that die, it can roll and become either like an actionable thing for like crafting something or like hunter-gatherer kind of stuff. And those only fit in certain slots. Yeah, on the different white things that I'm dragging them into. They'll only work for certain things. So like that other one up there is like by the tree is to harvest wood. That can also be used on like a food hut, you know. And then these die, and down below you can see the numbers. They have so much like kind of life to them before they either need to be like rejuvenated and brought back up. So you take like a die that's almost about to break, which is essentially a peasant or one of your people dying.
Yeah.
You can bring them down to like the food thing, and then like bring some food that you've been making to bring that die back into, you know, a better situation with a higher number on it. And so like that blue die there is like more like police or whatever, you know, like an enforcer kind of thing. The green is more like just a regular civilian. So it's like these different class systems. It's a really neat game, and the whole while you're pushing forward and advancing forward because you do deplete the resources as you go through on this like ring world, Halo-esque ring world. And then there's fucking people you'll discover as you go through, like, oh, we've come across this camp or whatever this is. These people regard us this way. They seem a little shifty or whatever. Depending on how we, you know, engage with them, maybe we'll be able to trade. There's definitely something here. Or you'll have just people that are straight up trying to attack you, who, you know, live wherever the hell this is. It's framed essentially like you don't know why you're here, and you were essentially elected kind of like you're made leader because you were the one who just kind of took initiative. So you're now like the king of this civilization, you know. It's really neat. I think you'd like it too, Zeke, if you've never seen it, just by nature of what I know about you. So it's not so much like rolling die in terms of like, oh, I got a 15 on this, I'm yay. It's it uses dice, but in a different kind of way. It's kind of neat. Initially, It took me a little bit to figure it out and exactly how it worked, just because I was kind of sleep deprived at the time. Obviously, I didn't click on the goddamn help shit. But it's cool. Give it a look. I won't ramble too much about it, but if what you're seeing on screen and what I've said even just a little bit seems interesting to you, check it out.
Cool. I know you also played some Icarus. You and the late shift. How's that? We've talked about it a little bit. We actually watched you burning, or rather, we watched Burke burn down the house while you were AFK. That was one of our favorite clips that I think kind of came from that stream.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. How is
Icarus is pretty neat.
Yeah, how was it?
It's still
they did another weekend.
It's still
whatever,
like
right? To play.
Yeah, they've been doing betas where like little weekend kind of snapshots where they're doing tests and stuff. So it's definitely not a fully fleshed out game yet. They've been slowly kind of drip feeding and testing their different like we haven't seen yet a different biome other than the forest one that they've dropped, but they did the regular one surviving, in that area. And then the next weekend they did another one, or a couple days later they did another one, where they added in like the storm system mechanic that they have, because they'll have like some gnarly storms that come through that actually like will fuck up your stuff. And there's crazy wind and lightning storms that can catch your stuff on fire. So it is a survival game. I think in the actual game, correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, if you know more, but the idea is it's like a badly terraformed planet that you're coming to, and you have to like go there, survive, and then there's some objective about it, and you have a certain amount of time to do that and then get out. But as far as like the actual game, it's a survival game, right? You get down there, you have crafting trees and tech trees. There's a decent amount there that you can explore, and they've been adding more through the different beta tests. Eventually, it's going to go into different biomes, so it'll be like maybe like a snow planet or something like that. I don't know exactly which ones they have planned out, but so far, it's pretty cool, but there's a limited amount. You hit a wall eventually where you're like, all right, well, I've explored all there really is here. I could keep progressing and build more stuff if I want to. But yeah, you guys saw probably one of the more entertaining aspects of it is just like surviving some of the fires that will happen in the forest or set by Burke, because we built this house made of thatch because that's all we could do at the time. And Burke decided to stand in a fire and run inside the house. And now the house is on fire. And we have to use these like little whacking sticks to kind of like, stomp out the fire.
Yeah.
It's cool. It is neat though. I'm not going to say it's like the most unique thing I've ever played, but it's a little too early to tell, like on a grander scale, if it stands apart from a lot of other survival games. But if you like that type of genre of game, try the tests if you can get into, like the beta or whatever. Very pretty too, as well, and the actual weather effects and stuff for when. Yeah, it runs pretty well.
Cool.
At least for me, it was. I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to like speak to somebody who doesn't have like a 3080 or something like that as a streamer, but from what I saw, it worked pretty well.
And then I've seen you play this a lot. I've seen a lot of the late shift play this. Talk to me about this game.
For the King.
This seems pretty good.
It is. It's not even like a really new game either. From what I understand too, it's been around for a bit, and then it kind of like resurged as people found out about it, or maybe they updated some stuff. I'm not sure. But For the King is dope. So basically, it has all the elements of like D&D and stuff in it. Obviously, you're exploring, and you can play 3-player co-op. It's like D&D light, but there's enough sophistication and stuff there where you're feeling like, okay, I can do this, and you know this person's immune to being dazed and stuff, and you highlight over stuff, and there's a decent inventory system. If you're even remotely interested in that kind of a game, like D&D wise, it's pretty fun. And you have like dungeons and stuff you go into. You loot together. You can choose to share it amongst the party. You have like that little tinder pouch thing that essentially your camp that you can set up to replenish and get your action points essentially that you see above, and those other hexes just above like the bottom there.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. You would like it, I think. It's definitely fun, especially if you have like a couple buddies who would be into this. And
how does this work if you don't have two other friends? Like, does it just use AI?
So you can play this by yourself too, and you just control the other characters. It works like that. They just become like essentially a part of your party, and you can control what they do. But yeah, it very much goes by kind of Final Fantasy sort of encounters. So everybody gets like a turn, kind of thing, and you can affect the turn order based on. All right, say I daze this guy. His at the very top during the battle, you'll see his thing go back. So you can still use your like D&D tactics and things like that. All right, this guy's going to be weak to this shit. Bet, he's out for. So you can talk amongst your buddies and be like, all right, I'm going to hit him with this. Then you do this. No, don't damage this guy. Focus this guy because, you'll do more damage on this one. This one's going to negate your armor, piercing and stuff. So it's cool. I like it a lot. Cool little game. It's also available on Switch too. So it's a perfect little, game to carry around with you. I think they had it on sale too for like $9 on Switch. I don't know if it still is, but it was on there. I can't speak to what it is right now.
Yeah, I'm pulling up it. It's $20 on
Now
Steam.
You got a little fight.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. It can be very brutal too. We were playing on the more forgiving, like kind of beginner-esque setting because we were told the other ones they're pretty brutal. So even though it's like looks kind of like cutesy or whatever, like it's not. If you put it on a a little bit higher difficulty or whatever, like the normal difficulty, it can be brutal as fuck.
Yeah. I was curious, so I pulled up the how long to beat. It looks like for just a normal run, it's about 10 hours. For the main plus extra, it's 30, and for completionist, it's 75. So it seems like there's a lot of variance in the game.
There's a lot of it. Yeah, we're doing one campaign. There's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 other ones, and you can run through with a bunch of different classes and stuff. The neat thing too is like as you go through in the world, you come across these like lore books kind of things or whatever, and it acts as like currency that can unlock other stuff in the game. So you can unlock different encounters that will augment how your next campaign will go. So it'll be like, oh yeah, this is now something you can encounter here, or you use that to unlock another class, like the hobo or whatever. Some of them are only unlocked if you come across this encounter, this character that is in the game. So it makes it very replayable in that sense, and kind of cool that like normal like lore stuff, they'd be like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit about it. It gives like a reason to go through and get these little lore things, because it actually will change the game and unlock other classes for you.
Yeah. I'm curious. I haven't seen anyone play that game by themselves, and so I don't know like how that goes. If it was, a game that facilitates a fun with friends type situation, or if it's actually just like truly a fun game to just jump in and see what
I still
happens
had
solo.
fun playing it on my own, but I would suggest to try to play it co-op. Like if you wanted to play it sometime, I'd happily do it. Just because each run is different, you know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a lot of replayability there. It's like a roguelite in that way, where you unlock stuff and you can come back and do it again and do a different run through a campaign.
Cool. And it's been out for a while, right? Like this, I don't know why it popped up.
I think so. I don't think it's particularly super. Yeah. We were looking for stuff to play, and Cletus had played that a while back, but I think when he suggested to play it, there was just a lot of stuff that was coming out at the time. So we decided to give it a shot. I wish it was 4-player co-op. It's only 3-player co-op, but it's one of those games where it feels like it should be a 4-player. I don't know why their decision was to make it 3, but yeah, it was one of those nights where there was like 3 of us around that wanted to do something, so this fit the bill.
Cool. The big game I've been playing is a JRPG, Tales of Arise. Spoilers, it's a JRPG. I don't really have anything else to add.
You were super stoked about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a full on.
That's what my question was going to be, is like, what is different about it from
it's
all the other JRPGs that you've...
Yeah, I mean, there's the nuance in it is there's definitely a difference between other JRPGs, but for people that don't play JRPGs, it's like, yeah, it's JRPG. If you don't like them, you're probably not. They didn't do anything to like change your tune on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tried and true Tales game. It's less like, I think, older Tales games, because it's Tales is a series much just like Final Fantasy is a series. None of the games are related, apart from a handful of them. In terms of characters, they're all like fairly unique stories on their own. But a lot of the characters in the older Tales series are like, I wouldn't say like chibi in terms of their size, but they're not full grown humans, I guess is the best way to say, right? Like
they're fun size.
Yeah, they're fun size. That's a good way to say. And this one, they like took a different approach and a brand new game engine. And so this is on UE4. And like they are human sized in this game. And engine wise, I think the game, like the Tales series, has never had a more visually striking game than this one. And just in general, I think this game looks incredible in a lot of the different scenes. There's like 4 or 5 different territories. This is one of the snow ones, or this is the snow one rather, that happens pretty early on. But it's a JSRPG. If you don't like people shouting what abilities they're going to use in combat about 40 times in a single combat round, you're not going to necessarily like this game, because that's probably one of the bigger complaints when people stop by the channel. They're just like, why the fuck are they just saying, what I'm trying to think of a thing that they would say nonstop. Why are they just saying Demon Fang? Just like literally 40 times they're shouting Demon Fang as loud as they possibly can. Can you turn that off? No, you can't.
Demon Fang.
Yes. About 40 times a fight. And if you're fighting a boss, they are also emotive, and they are screaming
Totsugeki! Totsugeki!
It's very much that. Yeah. Except in English. And in some ways that makes it more annoying, because you don't know what the fuck they're like. if I was playing by myself off stream, I'd probably be using the Japanese voice line or the Japanese voices, because you can't necessarily understand. It just sounds like noise if you don't speak Japanese, right? If you speak English, you know what they're saying, and you know that they've said Demon Fang about 900 times in this fight. So there's a lot of that, but it's a JSRPG that I'm enjoying. It seems to be one of the better ones to come out in a fairly long time. I'm like 20 hours into it. I think it's around a 35, 40 hour game. And it seems like there's enough going on post game that I'll probably check that out as well. But hope to finish it up this week.
This is just a solo game, right?
Yeah. There's no multiplayer components whatsoever. It's a role playing game told through the lens of Japan.
I love that that collectively JRPG agreed to halt all development of UI in 2003, and every single, like, the menu, the map, like the text boxes, it's like so quintessential iconic JRPG. I love it. It's like it looks so dated and so modern. Like, look at the text. 2-3 damage. It's like,
the funny thing is, like, that one of the nuances of this game is that it is it's like an evolution of everything that you were just saying, but it's not a change, right? Like, they didn't reinvent the wheel.
Don't fix it. I mean, it ain't broken.
They just made it 4K, right? They made it look a little bit prettier. And presentation wise, it's good. But this fight in particular, if I were to unmute, it would be a cacophony of just shouting and screaming of 7 individuals, because this person makes copies of themselves. Yeah. So yeah, that's Tales of Rise. It's very Kundra. It's a JSRPG. It did in terms of like actual sales, I think this game peaked at like 47 or 48,000 people on Steam, which is like the biggest that Tales has ever had in terms of a launch, and it's more than like every other game combined, I think, in the entire Tales series on Steam or something like that. So it's doing very, very well. Yeah. Which is great. They have made sequels to Tales games, and it seems like this one, story-wise, could potentially have that. It's kind of sci-fi in origin. There's different planets. There's a fucking Death Star or some shit, apparently, that just kind of like looms up in the sky whenever you're rocking around. I don't know if we're going to go to it. But
someone said 60K is the peak now in chat.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah. I hope it continues to do well. Give me more JSRPGs. That's my shit.
Maybe I'll check it out.
I wouldn't do it.
Probably not, but maybe.
I wouldn't do it.
I don't know. Like you said,
if you
it's
somehow like
day.
this more than God of War and this hooks you, I feel like I don't know who you are anymore. In all my years of knowing,
God damn it! It always goes back.
It always goes back to it.
God of War is a good game. I like it. I will play it again. And I've told everyone in chat. I'm just like, I'm not gonna say when, because then you guys are just gonna be like, why aren't you playing it? You said within the next week or so. Fuck that,
dude. Like, not a lot of people are gonna get this, but like, you just started to sound like Marvin, like a little bit. I'm gonna play it. Like, it was an RP character he did.
I'm gonna play it eventually, guys. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he was this nervous guy.
Nervous little guy.
I'll play it. I liked it. Okay.
I like the game. I'm gonna play it eventually. Okay, just let me do it in my own way.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, let's talk Artful Escape. Let's do some drugs here with Zeke, because you played this on Indie Sunday, and we've watched a lot of trailers for this. And Carl Weathers is in this game.
He is indeed,
which is fucking wild.
Yeah.
How is Artful Escape? How's it going?
Artful Escape is well, as you might imagine, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful to look at. It has the animations of the characters are like the jointed puppets kind of animation.
Yeah.
God, there's a like an Adult Swim cartoon or something or animated show that it reminds me of. No, not Crank Yankers. It's
Space Ghost.
Is actual hand puppets.
I mean, it reminds me of like Fran Bow or like Little Miss Fortune movement.
Sure. Yeah.
The thing that I'll say about it could be just me. But man, this game exposition could be cut in like half.
Really?
Like on the front end, there's a lot of slowness, just like it doesn't get to the good shit until like I didn't get to the good shit until about like 45 minutes in, and I know that doesn't seem like your attention span, but no, listen, like for this game and what it had after the exposition was so fucking cool and rock and like
it's the gameplay stuff
like
that we've seen, right?
Ziggy Stardust shit.
Yeah,
like it was awesome. Like the music and the sight and the sounds like kicked, but you got to get through this 45 minutes of just like blah. It's really like blah until you get to it. But once you get there, this part, it's fucking awesome. It's really, really cool. And like I played it for like hour and a quarter, 1.3 hours it says. And when it really kicks, it's fucking cool. Carl Weathers is in it.
What the fuck?
Lena Headey is in it from Game of Thrones.
Right.
Jason Schwartzman from was it Rushmore?
That sounds right.
Or whatever. He does a lot of Wes. It's very Wes Anderson-y. Like the whole kind of experience it starts out very Wes Anderson-y. And then it gets to this part where you like finally it's like what was the last Starfighter or something? It's like you're the one that can like do you're the chosen one, and you can do it with the power of fucking rock and roll, baby. And it's like screaming guitars through it, like you're running through these places, like the platforming, and you're like, it's fucking good too, and it matches the mood, and it makes you like it's that kind of rock. You're just like, yeah, this is fucking dope. You're like, yeah, but it starts so slow. It's just my only complaint about the game. I feel like I want to give it another chance. I want to continue where I left off because Indie Day is kind of about like giving everything, hour, 2 hours
to breathe,
somewhere in there, and then moving on to the next thing to give, show off some as much as we can to get a good chunk. But like, I was excited after I got to once I walked through this door. You're seeing the moment.
The moment
I walked through that door, and then it's just like game changed. Like, it's not the same thing that I picked up. But yeah, it's the music is fucking excellent in it. Like the backing tracks, how they match. Like, because you can whip out your guitar and start doing a solo along with whatever's going on in the background, and it matches like beautifully. It's so good, and it's like it's melodic. It matches. It fits, and it's also like driving. It's very motivating, like sound design. And that's Carl Weathers, by the way, the
right.
character you're looking at there. And his voice acting is great.
Who does Lena Headey or whatever play?
Lena Headey was that
Headey.
big
Sorry.
face. You see that big head with the face on it? That's her. She's this cosmic being that talks to you in Lena Headey's voice. Great. But yeah, it's let's see. It is developed by Beethoven and Dinosaur, published by Annapurna. So they got a little cash behind them. It is $19.99 on sale right now for $17.99.
It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Excellent. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Cool.
Check it out. That's why I know about it.
Yep. On Game Pass.
Got about 15 minutes, Zeke. I know you played a bunch. Sometimes on Indie Sunday, you got some stinkers here. Where should we go here with the time remaining? We got Don't Touch This Button, Arborea. Clarence goes to the fucking store.
Don't Touch This Button is good.
Do you want a stinker or do you want a good one?
Let's get one of both.
Okay. Let's go with let's start with the stinker then and go with Psych.
Psych.
Yeah. Psych is okay. Preface, as always. The game is in early access. And it's very indie. And it doesn't seem like it's finished. Like there is a lot of walking and like boredom in between going from one place to the next. It's supposed to be like this horror thriller kind of vibe to it, but you're dropped in and well, experience the story of Alexander Green and find out what happened on the day of the accident in this first-person horror adventure. Follow the development of Alex, solve puzzles around the event, and try not to fall into madness as you search for answers. The only madness that you probably fall into is figuring out how to quickest shut down the game. I mean, it's just not finished. That's the thing. There's not enough like scares or intensity or thrill or anything like that. The controls are a little funky. Like I was trying to hang up this fucking phone, and in order to do it, there it is.
That's awful.
I had to move the cursor to the right, and then like a thing showed up, and it was like, "What is that?" Oh, that's how I. Come on now.
Nice.
Come on now. Yeah. So I mean, it's not finished yet. It's the story is like they do some cool stuff with ghostly like voices and stuff that you hear here and there. There was one decent jump scare where you like hear a voice behind you. You're like, whoa, and you turn around and you hear the voice behind you again. You're like, whoa. Turn the voice like, whoa, whoa. And then you hear it one more time, and by that time you're like, oh, I'm just gonna see, and then there's something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was good. That was pretty good. But yeah, anyway.
That's
moving on.
Okay.
So
That's like, yep.
meant to be like a little spooky game then?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like thrilling horror survival, running away from bad guys, figuring out mysteries, but I didn't care to figure out any mysteries.
Where to?
Oh, there. Go to Don't Touch This Button.
Don't touch this button. Okay. Also approved by Tucker. So this game's good.
Yeah. Don't Touch This Button.
This is not the game that I played.
I think you're thinking of
Don't push this button 3D.
Yeah, there's another game with a similar name where you're just in like a static room. Right? Yeah, that game. This game is Don't Touch This Button, and it's a puzzle game. It's a modular level by level puzzle game. I think there was 62 or 63 puzzles. I played it for it says 1.7 hours, and I got through all of them. It's a relatively short experience, but I like games that like tell you one thing, and you do the opposite, and you like win. This is kind of that. It's the chalkboard there. It says watch your step, but it's the opposite. They mean the opposite. Like, what does the opposite of watch your step mean? And this room probably took me one of the longest. And I was like, what is a watch your step? So, I mean, don't watch my step. Don't be careful. Or like, what? And then you figure out like, oh, that's what they meant by watch your step. Or don't watch your step. And that's throughout the levels. It's not like super atmospheric or anything like that. It's just, straightforward, just puzzle game.
Yeah.
And you'll get like blackboards that say like the vases don't matter. You're like, okay, so the vases do matter. What does that mean? You figure that out, and then you figure out the button to press to get through the next thing. And why it's called Don't Touch This Button is because the very first room, the blackboard says, don't touch this button. You touch the button, door opens, you go in. So you're like, oh, gotcha. Blackboard's lying. And it lies in every room, and it's great. I had a good time with it. It didn't take that long, but it is $4.
Sweet. $4?
$4. So, yeah.
That might be worth it. That might
Not
be
bad.
worth it. Well, cool. Anyone, we got 8 minutes. Anyone got a game they want to just mention here that you played?
Zeke wanted to talk about Mass Effect. Someone mentioned that earlier.
Oh, yeah. What was the Mass Effect thing for Max?
I just wanted to know, like, I played through the 3. Like, is it worth like going through them again with the new shit?
When was the last time you played it?
Oh man, it had to be
like originally, like forever ago.
No, not originally.
The fact that you're thinking,
so it was like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it to play through them.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very
Why?
cool. Why? Well, they're solid games on their own, and you get to relive them, especially like the first one and stuff, and just everything looks better. They've tweaked it enough to the point where it's enjoy. I don't know. If you like those games a lot, it looks good, and they haven't tampered with it too much. In the first one too, they've tweaked it a little bit, like certain things, so it just runs a bit better. It's a little less clunky, so you can kind of get that same really goodness of the Mass Effect 1 story, which is, in my opinion, has probably the best story of all three. And yeah, you just get that extra shine and finish on it.
How many times have you beat those games?
A lot of times. I don't know.
You don't even know that
Max
many?
is a giant Mass Effect fan.
It's probably in like a dozen or so, like for all 3 full loop.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
No, I mean I'm just saying, like, even for my favorite game series, I'd probably be like maybe 3 times.
because I've played them on stream several times through, but I've also played them a lot offline too, especially when they like first came out. Like I just ran through. It was really fun.
Nice.
Maybe a little less than dozen. Dozen sounds like maybe a little high because it's pretty long to get through all 3 of them, but a lot of times.
So does that mean your hype
go.
level for like whatever this next Mass Effect thing is like 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10?
It's not the same Bioware. No, they fucked it. They fucked up with Andromeda. I don't have much hope for it.
Oh, really?
That said, I hope it's good. You know, I want it to be good, but am I going to go and be like, oh my God, Mass Effect, dude? When Mass Effect Andromeda was coming up, I did like a whole fucking hype video that I narrated and edited together from like previous stuff. Like, now we're going to go to Andromeda. This is fucking awesome. And then it was that dog pile of shit that came out. You know what? If Andromeda wasn't a Mass Effect game, we would have been like, that's a pretty cool game. That's neat. Whatever. Some cool mechanics in there. Fighting's pretty good, you know, like that sort of deal. But the fact that it was a Mass Effect game, it just wasn't what it should have been
good
in terms of a Mass Effect game.
I liked it.
Just wasn't.
I don't know.
Good.
I didn't have a problem with Andromeda. I didn't think it was.
That's because
like,
you have terrible taste in video games.
That's fair. That's fair. I might have terrible taste in video games.
I might even say horrible taste in video games. There's a lot of people that say that, and honestly, if you're not to that, I'd say if you're not that invested in Mass Effect and stuff, and you are not like a diehard fan of the series, I guess the stuff that they didn't get right, you know, maybe is like I say, it's an okay game. It's a terrible Mass Effect game. I knew we were in trouble when I played. I always this is my go-to example. I was playing it on like some of the first missions that are like tutorial and stuff. One of like the side characters goes like, "Oh, I think I really pissed that guy off. Probably because I shot him in the face." And I was like, "Oh, fuck me."
Dude, that's a high five line for me. And I'm like, yeah, I would high five that guy so hard.
Oh, jeez.
I would create a mass relay. Our high five would be so good.
Well, the beauty of the earlier games and stuff and the way the Mass Effect was done, you can just tell a lot more attention to detail was put into the actual writing, the dialogue, and the way the dialogue and stuff played out. It was a lot more cinematic. They took the time to like have the camera cut to different things, not just zoom in over shoulder to any person you talk to. And sometimes it's wonky and you can't even see who the fuck you're talking to. Like they actually handcrafted these encounters and interactions that you had. And because of that, the dialogue and everything shined a whole lot more because it did have good writing coupled with that cinematography and intentional cuts, you know.
Yeah.
Now, Andromeda was the one that was
copy paste, zooming over shoulder.
Andromeda was the one that was famously like the mouth movements didn't match, right?
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. It's just like all this other weird wonky fucking leg running stuff and like these odd ass facial animations, and most of the time people look like they have no soul and they're not really emoting, coupled with the other stuff and terrible writing.
I will definitely concur with that.
I think I have a new favorite thing. My new favorite thing is watching people that are passionate about an IP shit on a bad version of that IP.
Next time you have you on, we'll talk about Picard.
There's got to be a German word for that. Whatever the German word for that is, I love it.
Probably.
Do you do that with anything from the MCU there, JP?
No, I'm kind of like an MCU apologist. Even like the worst movies, I'll still go to bat for. I don't know what I would. Maybe like Final Fantasy. I do that every once in a while on Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, probably like that would probably be the one thing that I'd shit on. But it's only okay because I'm a super fan of it, so I can shit on it. Like if someone else shits on it and they're not a fan of it, then I'll tell them they're wrong and idiots. And yeah, so I think that's close to it.
And for all you saying Schadenfreude, it's not the word he was looking for. He was looking for a brand new word.
Yeah, brand new word.
Schadenfreude is just like a good example of a word that a lot of other places don't have.
Accurate. Yeah. Yeah, Iron Fist.
What about you?
Iron Fist is one for me.
Oh, Iron Fist.
I shit all over Iron Fist,
stinker.
but I still watched it.
Yeah.
Through and through. Jericho, do you have anything like that?
No, I mean, if it's music, yeah. For games, I don't love an IP enough. Like Call of Duty, for the last 5 years, I've been like, this game's pretty not great, guys. I like the game engine, but like, overall, I'm not playing it very much. So no, thankfully, I'm not gatekeeping.
What about a question? Since I'm not sure next time we'll have you on the show, Max and Jericho. But what are you guys most excited for this fall in terms of releases? Big releases you got coming out from now till December-ish, or if you even want to count the beginning of next year, what are you most excited for?
I don't even know what's coming out still.
That's my thing. We talked about earlier. Like I don't pay attention enough that far out in advance anymore, just because.
I'll throw some names at you. Let's see here. I got a list.
I don't want to get hurt. Yeah, you tell me what's coming out, and I'll tell you what on that list I like the most.
We got Far Cry 6, maybe. We got
sure. I mean, I will play it.
We got Metroid Dread. We got Back 4 Blood. We got Battlefield 2042. We got Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Empires 4, Call of Duty Vanguard, Forza 5, Forza Horizon 5.
I'm looking forward to Forza.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll mess with that too.
Lost Judgment for me. Outer Wilds DLC, Unmetal. Like, I'm looking forward to all those.
We got Halo Infinite, December 8th. Max, where are you on the Halo hype right now? It's probably the only other like Halo head that I know.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. It seems like I'm cautiously optimistic with what I've seen and stuff when they followed up with after the whole hullabaloo.
Yeah,
of it being very underwhelming looking.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Battlefield too, because I know we'll play that too. We
got to play a bunch of Battlefield. We got to do that.
That'd be cool.
Is Jericho? You're probably the most up to date on this. Is it confirmed that it's happening next week? That the beta is happening next week?
As far as I know, there's no indication the beta is being delayed, and I don't think that they need, because the delay that is rumored, it's not. It seems more like a procedural delay and not like something broke.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah. I feel like the game is done. It's just tweaks.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can call it a show. We can do some shout outs and wrap this thing up. As usual, Zeke, you want to start us off? Do some shout outs?
I love being first. Because you ain't first, you're last. I'm telling you right now. All right. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Ezekiel the Third all spelled out on Instagram and TikTok. If you want little 1-minute videos and you're on those platforms. I will be broadcasting tomorrow. I won't be doing anything tonight, but I will be broadcasting tomorrow, starting with a sponsor stream of a new game called Game Deck. I played about an hour and change of it a little bit ago, and now they're getting ready to hype up the release. So I'm excited to check out what the updated version of the game and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna start the day off with a little sponsored show, a couple hours of that, and then might move into more Dragonfall, Shadowrun Dragonfall. And then, that's what I got coming up for this week. And Indie Sunday, and that's what I got. So thank you very much, Jericho and Gas Mexican, for joining us today. And thank you, JP, and happy motherfucking birthday.
Thank you.
That's all.
Max, you're jumping on a
Hello,
boat.
it's me. Yeah, I'm literally after this call, I'm gonna go jump on a boat.
What a cool guy.
I'll probably be back tomorrow. I think I was gonna consider coming back tonight, but I'll probably be too tired, I'd imagine, just being out in the sun and stuff. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'll see you guys again probably in like a year when he decides to have me on the show.
You've been on the show like
Maybe
20
sooner.
times. What are you even talking about?
Yeah, it's fun to be on. Happy birthday, by the way. I didn't actually know it was your birthday. I was like in the beginning with Zeke. I was like, is this a bit or not? And then I had to go to Twitter and I'm like, oh, it's doing the balloons thing. It is his birthday. Happy birthday,
Unless
buddy.
that's a
Hopefully.
lie.
Thank you for not making me
that's
explain the joke. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, that's also good.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. You can check me out if you want to on all the things over. Am I going to get it right? Yep, over there. Probably be back tomorrow. Definitely going to check out Deathloop and stuff in lieu of seeing all the stuff and hearing some more in-depth feedback about it. And plus it's arcane and I like those games. Other than that, see me on the internet. Okay, go to Jericho. Go to Jerry.
Jerry, do some shout outs.
Streaming super late tonight because I got dinner plans and stuff after this, like early dinner plans. I am playing Call of Duty tomorrow because that is the beta. No, I have early dinner plans at 4:30. or late lunch. I don't care.
Just early dinner.
I'm being a dick. Sorry for interrupting.
It's fine. I'm playing Call of Duty on Thursday because that's going to be good. Fridays we don't play games. We look at memes, and then the weekend, who knows? Probably more Call of Duty until I realize that there's not much to do in the beta. So, still desperately waiting for a game to fill more than 2 streams. Which Deathloop, I'll play it Saturday. I don't know if it's going to be. It's a short game, so I need something. I don't know what it is, but I need something.
There you go. Jerry needs something. What do we got going on here? I think there's like a THQ event that will be restreaming on Friday. Me and Jesse Cox will be checking out the Final Fantasy 14 Letter from the Producer live on Friday night. I think that starts at 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. Eastern, so that'll be a late night. And then probably between now and then, just more Tales of Arise with the JPNN and trailer time sprinkled in at the start of every stream. So that is what we got going on. We should be back next week, I would think, for another Drop Frames. I don't see why not. We'll get some guests figured out and keep on trucking along. So Max, Jerry, thanks for being on the shows. Good luck to you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a couple months here, maybe. Depends. I don't know. Today was kind of brutal. I might have to knock you back a little bit. Just like
we added to the show.
I want to know how God of War is going. I want to know. I want the check-in.
All right, we'll do a check-in then with Max, and
just do one like a remote, like man on the street, like Max, how's God of War going?
Yeah,
that'll
be worth it. I got to sponsor him though. Do you want to sponsor him this time, Zeke? I already did it. It's 20% off, dude. I'm September.
He said I had bad taste in games, so he can go fuck himself.
Touche.
Fair
enough. We'll see you next time. We're out of here. Thanks for watching Drop Frames. Have a good one. Bye-bye. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll do JPNN and trailer time and probably play some Tales of Arise for an hour or so after that. I do have to go a little bit early today, though, to grab the dog because we are going. Aaron's got like a birthday dinner thing, so got to go to that. Shout out to Co and the Coalition for the raid earlier. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Hope everyone's doing well there. And once again, shout out to everyone. Looks like we've got some breaking news that we'll cover in JPNN, according to my chat. Shout out to everyone from Jericho, Max, and Zeke's community for joining us as well. I'm going to go offline. But this stream will stay up, and we'll be jumping into the news that Battlefield has been delayed, and it fucking launches on the goddamn start date for early access